Welcome to the S&M show. You don't hear anything?
I don't hear anything.
I hear you.
I don't hear me.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I wear a mic in this phone. Wait a minute.
Awesome.
Wait a minute. Here we go. Oh, wait. Somebody hit my freaking mute button. There. Now do you hear me?
Yes. Talk.
Yes.
Yeah,
there.
it's...
Yes, there I am. Yeah. Hello,
it's all
everybody.
broken up. I can't hear out of this.
Yeah, isn't this freaking cheap ass?
Yeah,
did you plug it all the way in?
Yeah, it's all the way in. Do you have the other one? I'll just use those tonight.
Yeah, hold on. Right there. They're right here. You have to, like, untangle them from the mess here. You know, like, I have all day to do this, and it's like, yeah, pull it out. Yeah, pull it out.
No.
Pull it out slowly. Slower. No, I know. Even more slower. All right, there you go. All right, now pull it to the left. All right, now do the right. Okay. Now put it. Now bring it around there. All right. Now there's out. Now do you hear me? Do you hear anything?
Yes. Now. Okay, that's a lot better.
Cheap ass extender.
I think it's
bought
a cheap ass extender you bought me.
God damn it, Radio Shack! I bought you. You know, you got cool purple headphones.
I have cool purple headphones. I have a cool podcasting guest today.
Yes.
I'm podcasting with Agent Coulson.
Yes.
The bobblehead version of him himself is here.
Is he your good luck charm? There you go.
There we go.
Bobble him around.
There you go, bobblehead.
Little Clark Gregg action.
Little Clark Gregg action. So Ming Chen might have met him, but I'm actually potting with him. You'll see that he has a little headphone in.
Gee, which one's better?
You'll see that he's not going to say much, though. He's a man of very few words.
As he should be as an ass kicker, yes.
So he's going to be sitting next to me all night.
Okay.
And occasionally I'll ask him his thoughts on things.
Dang it, I went all the way to Radio Shack.
All the way to Radio Shack? Isn't that like 2 blocks that way?
No.
Where's Radio Shack?
I had to go like 20 minutes from here.
Where's Radio Shack?
I got you I looked everywhere, by the way.
There's like a Radio Shack like 2 blocks, isn't there?
No.
I just passed
There's no Radio Shack in Red Bank.
I just passed one while I was driving.
It wasn't a Radio Shack, and if it was, it was probably out of business.
I clearly made this whole trip up in my head.
I went there. I got you an extender. I paid a whole $6.99 for it, and nothing.
Ming, thank you. All the things you've done for me.
I try, man. I try. All the things I do to get to lure you here every week.
Yeah, it's true.
And it never works. Well, hello everybody. Welcome.
It clearly works if I'm here every week.
Hello everybody. Welcome to the S&M show on the Smodco Internet Radio Network, broadcasting live from the home of the comic book men, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. My name is Ming Chen, and set adrift on memory bliss of you, Samantha Q is in the house. Hello, Samantha.
Hello, Ming.
How are you?
We have a tweet coming in, which you could tweet us live.
Yes.
I'm at the Zen Librarian, and apparently we have to stop using the word hashtag.
Why?
So hashtag, stop using the word hashtag.
Why?
I don't know, but Angry Asian Women wants me to stop using it.
Whoa, angry Asian woman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Angry Asian woman.
Just one, apparently. I've offended one
Well, then
person.
how do we... No more... Okay. No, okay.
Hashtag pray for Debbie.
Yeah, that's the only one you need to know.
It's true.
So you can tweet us, yes, at Mingchen37, MINGCHEN 37.
And I'm at the Zen Librarian, and I'll never spell it.
Let me know what you think of this. I'm hearing a rumor, you know, when you get up to a certain level and, you know, maybe you get a certain amount of followers and, you know, maybe you get a little bit of notoriety that on Twitter you get that little blue check mark by your name, the verified.
Did you get the blue check mark?
I have not yet, but I'm hearing rumors.
That you might.
Samantha.
That you might?
They could happen.
Oh my God. We'll have to celebrate your blue check mark day.
By drinking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Drinking and balloons. That's what I'm hearing. And I don't want to, I probably shouldn't.
What do you mean that's what you're hearing?
That's what I'm hearing.
How does one get blue check marked?
I'm hearing things are in the works.
Don't they just like
apparently
email you or something and ask like, is this your email account?
Some people,
or your Twitter account?
You know, sometimes you meet the right people and things get put into motion. So we'll see. I shouldn't blow my load until, you know, I've actually climaxed, but I'm hearing things are in the works. Anyone out there, my friend Sarah G has put things in motion for me.
Sarah G.
Thank you, Sarah G.
Thank you, Sarah G. I don't know who she is, but she sounds like she makes shit happen.
She does make shit happen.
There you go.
She does.
Is she hot?
She is actually very hot.
Well, obviously, you're only friends with hot women.
I swear it's a coincidence.
You are only friends with hot women. Does she wear yoga pants? Have you gone to yoga class with her?
No, I have not.
Okay.
But she's invited anywhere we go. Anytime we travel out to most of these cons, she's on like the team, like I have a team. Remember I told that story last week about the black SUV pulling up?
Yeah.
And she's part of like that Agents of
the Agents of Ming.
Agents of Ming or the Agents of Zap, which started that, the Agents of Zap team, who, you know, they you know,
Agent Coulson says that he doesn't know what this Agents of Zap shit is, but he said Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's all there is and all there should ever be.
They're like my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's like my Ming Na. She's like my Melinda May. And, takes care of things. Only jumps out when truly needed, and then back in and flies the bus.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. You can also follow along our videos, youtube.com/MingChen. And we have a website at samandmingshow.com.
We do.
We got merch in the works.
We do have merch in the works.
It's coming.
It's coming.
I've just been not here enough.
Yeah. Ming has actually spent more than 24 hours in Red Bank.
Yeah.
So it's
Believe me, I spared no expense on this merchandise. This is stuff that you're going to want to wear and roll around in. Yeah. Sleep in.
I mean, I sleep.
Make love in.
I sleep naked, so.
Oh. Okay. Well,
your face is just like, what?
Well, maybe this will encourage you to freaking put some clothes on.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Why would I do that?
You don't need to. Just, unless it gets cold. So.
Well, that's what blankets are for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I went on an excursion this morning. I've freshly returned from Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. And long weekend. Not that long. A little long. So
a little bit.
Got up early this morning. Sent my kids off to their last day of school.
Oh, was today their last day of school?
It was, yes.
Oh my God, your wife stays home with them during the summer?
Yes.
Your poor wife.
God bless her.
Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, God, when I was a children's librarian, that was when school got out, the day school got out, the next day, it was just everyone knew what was coming. And
was the library a dumping ground?
Oh yeah,
for wayward children.
Definitely.
Are you serious?
When I worked in Red Bank, because a lot of Red Bank was close enough where parents could drop their kids and go walk around town and do some shopping.
Right.
And at Sayreville, when I worked there, we actually had our summer reading club program. So we would always have
which parents read as dump your kids off here for the day while we go wherever we want.
Free camp at the library because we had all sorts of craft events and shit like that. So that child is adorable though.
Jeff, emo and trainer.
That child is adorable. He sends me pictures all the time, and usually I think children are very ugly, like babies. They're kind of squishy,
so harsh,
and they're kind of like weird, pudgy in weird ways, and their arms kind of stick out like little chicken cutlets, and it's a little weird. Babies are a little ugly, but that one, oh my God, there are only 5 babies in the world that I think are cute. And
shout out to our friend Eugene Harris here at Eugene Harris 5. He's the 5th one. He's like the 5th doctor.
Oh.
Enjoying a cold brew, gearing up for my favorite Smodcast S&M for life.
Nice. What cold brew are you enjoying?
He is enjoying New Belgium Skinny Dip. It's awesome. It's got this Asian kind of. No, it's not Asian. It's a painted. It looks Asian. There's a lot of red and yellow in the picture, but I see a pair of flip flops in a river and. Skinny dip, as in, naked. As in how you sleep. Do you swim naked too?
I have.
You skinny dipped?
Yes, I have.
Really?
It's an interesting feeling.
What's it? Beach, lake, pond? Pool.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. A little hot tub to the pool action.
All right, just let me ponder that for a second. Okay, done. All right.
Hashtag pray for Debbie.
Yes. Wow.
Agent Coulson says, let's get on with the show here.
Oh, okay. No more skinny dip talk.
But we are enjoying a cold brew as well.
We are. To finish up, library dumping ground for kids.
Yes. Sent your kids off to school.
Yes.
That's where we started.
Right.
Last day of school.
Yes, I did. And, I went.
Did they do good in school this year?
They did. Remember when we used to get report cards? I guess we either took them home and they got sent. And you would try to intercept the mail.
Oh, yeah.
Your parents didn't get them because you got shitty grades. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
What do they do?
It's all online, so they send the logins.
Are you serious?
To the parents. Yeah,
oh, my God.
You can see it online, so there's no way of escaping it.
Okay, so did your kids get good grades?
Yes.
I mean, obviously they're Asian.
Yes.
Obviously.
They did very well.
Did they get straight A's?
They did. At their level, it's not A's. It's like O for outstanding.
Oh, true. Did they get straight O's?
They got straight O's.
Obviously.
O for obviously, yes.
Obviously.
Oh yeah, man. Our freaking kids are smart, man.
Oh yeah. Well,
they come from good stock.
Exactly, on your wife's side.
And mine. I got the Asian genes, the math genes.
True.
Yeah, they did good. So sent them off school. My wife left to do some errands.
So what do you do for your kids because they got such great grades? Do you do something? Do you get them something? Do you buy them something?
I was at every time I'm on a con, I load up. My friend, I don't buy stuff for myself anymore. I got something for you once.
Yeah, you did.
The little like link shield. But it's all stuff for them. I come home with an armload of stuff for them. Okay. They have whatever they want.
I was gonna say my when I was a kid, I mean obviously like if I got like straight A's or mostly A's and like some B's, like my parents would like buy me like a little something, not like anything big. But my dad also got into the habit of like every A was like $5 or something, or every A was like $1 something.
That's good.
Something like that. I mean, this is coming from the man who also used to play the game when we drove down to like Seaside or Atlantic City on the Turnpike or Parkway rather. We played Spotted Chuck Get a Buck.
Spotted Chuck?
Get a buck, like a woodchuck?
A woodchuck?
Yeah, because woodchucks only come out certain times of the day.
Couldn't you just lie about it? Like, I saw one.
No, it had to be, like, confirmed. And if my father saw it first, like, if he said, there's one, and I was like, oh, there's one, it didn't count. Right. So I had to see it. He had to see it.
How many woodchucks do you see in an average road trip?
You can see, like, 3 or 4.
I've never seen a woodchuck.
Well, usually you can see 3 or 4. And my father used to hunt woodchuck. So that's, like, he was really good at spotting them. And I'm kind of really good at spotting them, too. But there was one time that... How much wood
could a woodchuck chuck if a Quintus could chuck wood?
Exactly. There was one time though we used to play that game, and if you saw deer, since back in the day spotting deer was like kind of rare
before overdevelopment took over and pushed them out of their natural habitats.
It was kind of rare when I was a kid, so it was $20 if you spotted deer.
20?
And like I never spotted a deer.
$20.
And then there was
like a literal buck too, by the way.
Yes.
A literal buck.
And there was this one time that we were driving that I spotted like 9 deer. I was like,
your dad had a front two.
Well, my dad was just like, fuck this. Yeah. We are never playing this game again. So we went back to Spotted Chuck, Get a Buck. Okay. And if it was past a certain mile marker where the ground was a little sandier and where woodchucks wouldn't live, it was like $2. So yeah, we used to play that. I was still like when I'm driving on the Parkway.
You know what kids do now? They play on their freaking iPads.
I know. My God, I just realized that when I was saying that, like now kids like listen to music and play on their iPads. Like holy shit, I'm so old.
You don't need to spot a freaking chuck anymore. You know what me and my brother did on road trips? We beat each other up. We fought. Literally beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We didn't have these modern conveniences back then, and I liked it. I like kicking his ass in the car.
Yeah, it's funny too because like I actually like the game Spotted Chuck Get a Buck. So like when I have kids, it's gonna be like no cell phones in the car. We're playing Spotted Chuck Get a Buck. They shouldn't argue with that though. That's a chance to make money. That's a chance to make money.
Here's your iPad. Here's yours. Shut the fuck up. We'll be there in 5 hours.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
Anyways, something about school. Wife went off to run errands. I got my stuff together. I left the house and I went
to the liquor store.
Right to the liquor store.
Nice.
Now, on the last Tell 'em Steve, I've not listened to it yet, but apparently, Waffling is seriously concerned I may be an alcoholic.
Why?
I don't know.
Probably because like every Tuesday he comes in, there's like beer bottles in the garbage.
I clean them up. Oh, in the garbage, yeah.
Yeah, there's like 2 of them though. Like usually we don't drink more than like 2 or 3 beers. Like not each. Like together. Like I'll drink 2, you'll drink 1.
Yeah,
or you'll drink 2, I'll drink 1. Yeah,
I'm a freaking lightweight. He's concerned.
Okay.
He thinks I might have a problem.
I'm actually concerned that Walt is like a depression addict or like a angerholic, whatever you call those people.
Maybe. What do you think? Do you think I'm an alcoholic?
I don't think you're an alcoholic.
You've hung out with me. You have.
I mean, like you did. Hearing that story about you and Dewclaw Will about like and knowing that I got like a drunk text from you at 11:30.
Okay, I did drink. I did get drunk once this weekend. That's not bad, right? At a event with a guy who works for a beer company. Yeah.
I mean, it's like
before an event that involved. Beer. Yes.
No, I don't think you're an alcoholic.
Okay, I don't think so either.
Although, like, recently in the past few weeks, I did, not that I'm an alcoholic, but I had to, like, lay off beer because, like, obviously I'm trying to get back into my marathon training and this and that. I was like, dude, there's, like, no way I could drink and then, like, run in the morning. So I've been drinking a lot of cider, actually.
That doesn't count either. Cider is like, it's like apple cider.
Yeah, it's like glorified Mott's.
It is.
So you went to the liquor store.
I went to the liquor store and searched for one beer and one beer only. We talked a couple of weeks ago about Dewclaw coming out with a seasonal beer called Morgasm, named after our friend Morgan Shell. Mm-hmm. She does PR and marketing for the Dewclaw Brewing Company.
And this is her beer.
This is her beer. Now, it came out and I couldn't find it up here.
Yeah, it like wasn't up here for a while.
And while
we found the other one though, like they came out with, I guess, another one that's Sawtooth.
Yes.
And like I found that everywhere.
This is Belgian white.
Exactly. Yes. I found that everywhere, and I'm like, where the fuck is my Morgasm?
Yeah, where's Morgasm? We want some Morgasm in our mouth.
Yeah. I wanted her in my mouth.
I did. Me too.
Oh,
me too.
Obviously. But you found it today.
I did.
So we're drinking her.
I did. Morgasm. Here's to you.
Here's to you, Morgasm.
Here's to you, Morgasm. Thank you very much.
And it's delicious. It's grapefruit zested blonde ale. And,
yeah, she actually formulated it herself for her birthday like a year or two ago.
Yeah, it was for her birthday. Everyone loved it. They like made like a keg for like a bar that they were at. I think was it that bar with all the...
Oh, yeah, Ted's Tap House or whatever it was called. Or Max's Tap House, yes.
Yeah, I think it was there.
Yeah.
And they had a keg and, like, everyone loved it. And then she was kind of telling me the story because I said, where'd you come up with the name Morgasm? And she said that, somebody kind of was just like, I have a great name for this. Yeah. One of the brewery guys. And that is how Morgasm was birthed into this world.
Well, she elaborated. She said when she started first working there, she would walk the brewery floor and she would be like all dolled up and with like.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I figured where it came from. I don't think she needed to say.
Right. Well, she elaborated just for me.
Oh well, yeah.
Samantha.
Agent Coulson is shaking his head.
Yeah.
Here, wait. Let me get him up here.
Yeah. There you go.
Bobbleheads don't really shake yes. They kind of shake. Or no, they shake yes a little bit more.
Yeah, and for my friend who writes all the copy.
Yes, let's read that.
Ride the wave of this blonde ale. Citra dry hop to add lemon notes. And infused with grapefruit zest for a tart, refreshing taste that keeps you in the mood all night. Pop the top and ...
Get your juices flowing. I love ride the vibe of this blonde ale.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that really just wanted to say, ride this blonde.
Right, ride this blonde.
That's it. I feel like that's kind of, and you can see, if you're viewing this on YouTube, the logo, it's obviously grapefruit. So the O is a little grapefruit slice with what looks like a splooge burst behind it.
Yes, like an orgasm.
Exactly. Yeah. And when she was leading me around, we were talking about the art, and she's like, it actually took a lot of times, like, doing that.
Yeah, like
to make it not look as bad as it looks.
Freaking love this company, man.
Yeah, Duclaw,
they get it. They have a sense of humor.
Nothing they do is bad. I know you guys are all probably like sick of us talking about Duclaw, but
God damn, we love them.
We're not going to stop. So
yes,
too bad for you guys.
No, too bad. So, long story short, go to your local liquor store and hopefully they have some Duclaw.
Yeah.
I would start out with Sweet Baby Jesus, the chocolate porter with peanut butter in it, or
Dirty Little Freak.
Dirty Little Freak. Sawtooth.
What was my favorite one? Hell on Wood?
Yes, Hell on Wood.
Hell on Wood was my favorite.
Hell on Wood.
That's like an 11% alcohol. It's like aged.
You could have warned me. I could have read the label, but you could have warned me.
I mean, like, I popped the top. I was at the Livestock Music Fest when I was drinking that, and I was just like, man, I am gonna be hammered later.
I'm gonna be effed up at the end of this.
So.
Yeah. So, Morgasm, thank you very much. This one's for you.
Yes. I love having you in my mouth.
Yes. And Duclaw, our new friend Duclaw Will.
Duclaw Will, man, he is like the most awesome person in the world.
He is. I'm glad you got to meet him.
Yeah, he's like so cool. Like, we need to move to Baltimore.
Yeah, except he lives near Philly.
Okay, well then let's move to Philly.
All right, let's move to Philly. After this weekend, I would move to Philly.
You know, it's funny too because my friend Eric, that you met, he, I went to visit him a few years ago and like stayed the weekend like at his apartment, just hanging out. It was for his like birthday weekend, and I like loved Philly. I fell in love with Philly in like a hard way. But the problem with me and Philly is that if I move to Philly, I have to live near Rittenhouse Square. Okay. And it's not exactly the cheapest place in Philly to live.
No, it's not.
But like I did find, I was telling somebody that I like found apartments that were like, it was like a 2-floor apartment with like this like oak winding staircase up it and like a fireplace.
Okay.
It was like $925.
Okay, what's the catch here?
Per month. It was just in the university section.
All right, $950 is reasonable. So what's
for like a 2-floor, and that was it. There was like no hitch. Like, I mean, probably had to pay for utilities, but like, I don't really use that much utilities. Right.
So like $950 is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, exactly. For like a 2-floor place with like a winding oak staircase. And Well, obviously I didn't move to Philly. Okay. I live here in Red Bank.
Not too late. You got nothing.
Well, that's the thing. I actually, out of all the cities I would move to, locally,
it's not that many locally.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
You're saying New York or Philadelphia.
Yeah, New York, Philadelphia, or even Baltimore. I would stretch to Baltimore.
Hoboken, Hackensack.
Yeah.
Wait, no, not Hackensack.
Yeah, I would move to Philly in a heartbeat. I love it there. When I'm walking around, I love it. The people. I ran my first marathon there, so I have like a love for that city that goes so much deeper than anybody else's love for that city. And like, I was just walking around. I walked up to Walnut Street to go look at my store, that I work in, the Philly store. And, just paid a visit.
Like, yo,
what's up?
What up? Shrewsbury in the house.
That's kind of what it was like.
They're like, what the hell?
They're like, Shrewsbury, where the hell is
that?
I know
Shrewsbury.
What are you talking about?
Are you from Jersey?
So it was, I love Philly, personally.
Yeah.
I'll never turn down an excuse to go to Philly.
Yeah. Now, I heard we were going to be doing a con there, Wizard World Philadelphia. Big shout out to them. They're a huge and very well run and first class operation. So I want to thank them for having us, the comic book men, out to their convention. And when I first heard we were doing that, I'm like, oh great. Only an hour and a half away. I can drive there. The chances that Brian Johnson was going to skip out on this one, very minimal.
Slim to nilch, right?
You would think, right? That he would get down there pretty easily. So, Thursday, kind of actually started on Thursday, but the celebs didn't really get there until Friday, with the exception
or Saturday.
Or Saturday. So I got
after I had left.
I left early on Thursday, but there was something holding me back where I was like, Brian, I'll drive you down there, if you want. Just let me know when. And he said he had to stay back because of a birthday, like a kid's birthday party, someone in his family.
Okay.
And so I went off to run errands, and I'm sitting there in my car I'm sitting there in the parking lot of the Guitar Center and the Radio Shack going, should I leave now? And, screw him. He can take care of himself. Get down there. I'm going to go like I plan to. Or should I wait 5 hours until he's done and then drive him down, which would ensure 100% that he would make it down. And I kind of struggle with that. He was like, no, go. I'll be fine. So I left. And the only reason I left early is because there was a Karate Kid screening with a post Q&A with Ralph Macchio and Martin Kove.
Which, apparently, there is a legitimate debate by somebody in this world as to whether or not you can take on Macchio.
Yeah. Somebody asked that question.
Yes, somebody did. And it was hysterical because, does anybody actually believe you can?
I said hello to Ralph Macchio this weekend. He couldn't have been nicer. I saw him interact with fans. He couldn't have been nicer. I think, he's very gracious and very appreciative of, that Karate Kid literally 30 years later lives on and touches people and continues to live on. So there's no reason why we would get into any altercations. We'll put it that way. And if it did, I'm a lover, Samantha. I'm not a fighter.
It's true.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I got there on Thursday. Mike had planned to train down the next morning. Why he was taking the train, I'm not really sure. I don't know.
Okay.
But
it's a little weird.
It's a 1 hour train ride. Brian later on decides he wants to train down as well.
Okay.
With Mike. So, which is a little weird because the train station going down there is like half hour away in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But that's where the big train station is. And so I'm just crossing my fingers that, like Mike, I don't worry about. Brian, I worry about a little bit.
Brian's always a little dodgy.
Yeah. So the next morning, I wake up and I'm waiting to see if these guys left. Mike tells me he leaves. And I get a text from Brian saying he did make it to the train, but with literally 3 minutes to spare. The train left at 7:45. He got there at 7:42.
So he made it.
He made it, but with 3 minutes to spare.
Okay.
Yeah, what he told me was, he set his alarm for 6:30, and it, I guess, didn't go off until after 7. So he literally had to throw everything in whatever ride he was getting, and they sped up there and made it with 3 minutes to spare.
Now, if he had missed it, was he just not coming? Because, Philly is, literally, an hour and a half away from Red Bank, New Jersey. There's no fucking excuse not to drive.
That was my supreme backup plan. I was like, listen, if you missed it, I literally could have gone up, picked him up, and drove him back, and still been back in time for the con, which didn't start until noon. on that day. So I didn't want to do that, and I didn't have to do that. So thank goodness. Thank goodness. So, but more important than Brian coming down is you.
I came down.
You came down to Philadelphia.
I did.
Yes.
I'm retweeting that tweet with the actual picture attached.
Oh, okay. That would work. That would help.
that would actually help.
That would be helpful.
It's not like I'm multitasking here.
That would be helpful.
Yes, I actually came. I didn't come on Thursday. I came on Friday.
Yes.
I had off from work all day, which my job was nice enough. I didn't really give them like hey, you're supposed to give like 2 weeks before like days off you need.
Yeah.
So I didn't really give it to them, and
you could have gone with the hard sell, though. It's like,
well,
listen.
and it was fun because they were going to have me work in the morning, and then like I could have just gone and missed like going to the con and like walking around. But I mean, I like walking around a con. I don't know if I could spend like 4 days there, like you. Or 3 days, although Saturdays and Sundays are better, but I did do that the first con I was at in New York a few years ago. Like, I spent all 3 days there, and like by the third day,
like get me out of here.
Yeah, it was like crowded, it was hot, like I'd seen all the same costumes over and over again. So, I don't know necessarily if I could spend that many days.
You legit have fun at cons.
Yeah, I do.
You're not getting dragged around.
No, I'm not getting dragged around.
Okay.
I like looking at things.
Yeah.
I like finding unique things.
Yes.
So I liked Philly.
Yeah, you came down now. Originally, you weren't going to come down until just before the live event that we had scheduled.
Yeah, but like I said, I had off from work because my job was nice enough to accommodate me. Because I like literally said, I was like, I didn't ask for this day off, and it was like a week in advance. I was like, I didn't ask for this day off. Any way we can make this work? And she happened to be working on the schedule, so she was like, I gave you off, but I need you to come in 8 a.m. the next day because we had like a solstice yoga event going on.
Yes, very important, very big.
Yeah, very big.
Very big.
We had a solstice yoga event going on.
Listen, I'll be there. Just give me this one day off. I got business to take care of.
So she actually got me, and she came out to me like 20 minutes later, and she's like, this was like for a thing for like your podcast with you and Ming, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, they like love you at my store. Oh my God, they like love you.
Right.
So I drove down there.
Yeah.
Easy. It's funny too because when I come from Philly from like where I used to live in Sayreville, it's like a 2-hour trip.
Yeah.
And you're on the turnpike for a really long time, and it's like annoying. When I come from Philly, obviously I live closer to Red Bank now. It's like an hour and a half.
It's great.
Easy peasy. It's like shit. I don't know why I'm not in Philly way more often, but easy trip, easy parking. Got to the con.
Yes. I got you some passes. Who takes care of you?
Yeah, well, it was funny. It was funny too because like
Cons ain't cheap.
I went in there and
it was a 4-day pass, by the way.
It was. I was totally gonna sell it for money, but I didn't. It was funny too because like I went up to I kept the people when I was walking, I was like, I have my name like as like a guest. Mm-hmm. Where do I go for that? And they're like, oh, just keep on moving. Okay, yeah. And I'm like, where do I go for like a will call? And they're like, keep on moving, keep on moving. So I get to like the desk
keep on moving part where you
I get to the keep on moving part, and finally they're like, oh well you're not here. I'm like, well, every single one of the incompetent like ushers that I walked past sent me here.
Nothing, so.
Exactly. So like they didn't care. Finally got in.
Wow. So wait, how did you get in? Was there a special desk?
This like really nasty woman, she was just like, I think you have to be all the way down there in the green booth over there, or the gray booth over there. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. So I got there.
Special booth.
Yeah, I got there and I'm like, so one of the people who's upstairs, one of the people who's here at the con has guest passes for me,
his name is Ming Chen.
I didn't even say that. Like, I was just like,
AMC.
I was just like,
comic book men.
I didn't even say your name. And the guy who was there was like, oh, well, I think you have to go back there. And I was like, no, I'm not going back there. You look my name up on that damn computer and see if I'm supposed to be here.
Okay, and?
So he goes, oh, well, yeah, I guess I could do that. So he types in my name. He goes, oh, there are your passes. I'm like, oh, like the Hulk vein was like pulsing in my head.
Okay, a little disorganized, but no big deal.
Disorganized, exactly. So at that point I was like cursing. I was like, man, New York was so much better organized than this.
All right, you got in.
Got in. Was walking around, and it was funny too because I instantly saw a whole bunch of things that I've been looking for elsewhere. So I found the little bobblehead
Is that where you got that at the con?
No, I didn't. I found it at Barnes & Noble today. But I've been looking for an Agent Coulson for a really long time.
There's a pop figure. Yeah. There's a bobblehead.
Yeah, so there's my Agent Coulson.
Clark Gregg is rolling in cash right now. There's a lot of...
Pretty much. He's so fucking adorable with this.
He is.
I gotta admit. He probably is my favorite. He's the first one I took out of the box. I have like a prison Loki. Sure. Well, I have a regular Loki.
Right.
2 Winter Soldier Buckies.
You defiled already, but
I didn't defile. He's still in the box. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
He's still in the box. Okay. Both my Winter Soldier Buckies are.
Calm down. I'm just kidding.
And my Ghost from I have Ghost the dog from Game of Thrones. Because it looks like my dog.
Yeah.
All of them.
Okay, I thought you meant Ghost like Whoopi Goldberg.
No.
Who was at the con, by the way.
We'll get to Whoopi Goldberg. So he's the first one I actually took out of the box. Nice. So clearly I must like him quite a bit.
Yeah.
So they had like a whole thing of them there. Okay. And I walked up and I was like, do you guys have Agent Coulson? And they were like, no. I was like, oh man. So then I was walking around and they had these, one of the numerous shirt dealers they had there had, like hockey jerseys, like geeky hockey jerseys.
Yeah, like Chewbacca hockey jerseys.
And there had been a time that I had been looking at a Legend of Zelda one. It was like the Hyrule hockey team. And it had like the crest on the front. On it. And there was one with a Doctor Who one. Neither one of those were there, so I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm like striking out on things that I could really spend some serious cash on here.
Right, but I mean, for every one of those booths at a con, but there's usually 5 of them.
If I wanted like a fucking sword or some kind of weaponry to kill somebody with, those were high demand.
Sure.
So, it was fun. I have to admit,
you didn't buy anything?
No, I didn't buy anything.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
if they had an Agent Coulson there, shit, he would have been mine there. But I had to go
like $80 on admission. You could have dropped.
Like that was the thing. I like looked around like long and hard for something I wanted. There was no ocarinas for sale.
Okay, so you tried. You may not.
I really I gave it like a really hearty walk around.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to spend money to meet Matt Smith. Was apparently there.
He was. Very long line, so it wouldn't.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, I just have no interest in paying money to meet somebody. Like, he's cool, but he's not that cool. So.
Who would you pay money to meet? Anybody?
Obviously Ming Chen.
You don't have to pay money to meet him. We're right here.
It's true. Who would I pay money to meet? Probably no one.
No one?
No one.
No one?
No one.
Okay.
It's funny too, because I really like whenever I've gone.
Sebastian Shaw? No?
No. Whenever I've like met somebody, like an author, when I go to an author signing, I really don't ever have much to say to them. Like, I mean, like, it's like the generic, like, man, your book was really cool. Like, I really just, like, when they're doing like a book signing, they usually talk for a few minutes before. I'm really just more interested in what they have to say. And then like I could totally like beat Street out. Like I don't really need to. I
find now, some people want that moment where they ask questions or whatever, but most people just want the photo.
I was just saying, like,
I just want the photo so they can Instagram it, it's fine.
I don't even know, like, if I was face to face with Matt Smith, like, what I would ask him.
Yeah, but you would love the photo though.
What question? But, like, I wouldn't want to pay for that photo. Like I said, if I happen to meet him, like, walking in the hallway, I'd be like, oh, shit, you're Matt Smith. Let me snap a selfie. Mm-hmm. Like, I would do, like, that.
Sure.
But, like, you know, like, one, like, posed photo with him looking, like, awkward because he is kind of awkward. Like, I don't think I would just pay money for that. Like, I don't know.
Well, you're in the minority. A lot of people
I'm just like, I don't pay money to meet famous people because, like, they're not really, you know, they're not really famous for anything other than being really good at their job.
Sure.
And, you know, I mean, I'm really good at my job and people don't pay money to take pictures with me.
Right. Well, I mean, I get it though. I think, you know, it's cool to snap the photo so you can post it and all your friends see. It's like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Well, and I mean, like, that too, like when you're a certain level of celebrity.
I get that. I do that too, so.
I was just saying, when you're a certain level of celebrity, like when people are paying to meet, like you, Mike, and Brian, like you guys are talking to them for a while. I mean, your line isn't that long. So like you can kind of give them a little more attention. But even when you had like 4 or 5 people backed up, like you're talking to them. Like
I would do that regardless if there's like a million people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you guys are like different. Like whereas like celebrities like Matt Smith, not that I'm criticizing Matt Smith, but like he has a line probably like 1,000 fangirls long. He can't sit there with everyone and be like, oh, well, you know, let's talk about fish fingers and custard.
Yes.
You know, so I feel like that, like you get one question while he's signing, you get one picture, and like you could tell he's like tired. You know, he's probably sick of fucking taking pictures.
You can't be tired or sick of taking pictures. You saw what he was charging, correct? Did you see what he was charging?
I didn't see what he was charging.
It was a lot.
What was he charging?
I mean, I don't know exactly, but he had, let's say a photo. I don't even know if he was taking photos. A lot of celebrities don't do them at their table. You have to go to what's called a photo op booth.
Yeah.
And they take it professionally and they print it out.
Yeah.
So I would say an autograph, Matt Smith, I wouldn't be shocked to see $50.
I wouldn't be shocked to see closer to like 75.
Okay, let's say 75.
He's like the current, I mean, he's not the current doctor anymore.
Right.
But like the new guy hasn't come on yet. He's like the doctor that got America into the doctor. Like him and David Tennant are like the doctors that did it for America. So like I wouldn't, like 75, I would even stretch to like 100. I mean, he's like top notch.
There were celebs that are charging $100 and people were paying it, and I don't begrudge that if that's what the market calls for.
Yeah.
Then, no problem.
Agent Coulson thinks that's bullshit, by the way. He said somebody needs to stop that. That's as bad as Hydra.
Oh, well, hold on. Clark Gregg was charging for his autograph too. Let's not.
Well, Clark Gregg sitting next to me thinks that that's bullshit. For $100. Clark Gregg wasn't charging $100.
Again, Matt Smith has earned it. I'm not going to begrudge that as well. Now, let's see.
Oh my God, Kevin McCormick, best tweet of the night, Agent Coulson. I thought that was a life-size Ming statue. That is amazing.
Oh, I wish I looked that good.
That is amazing. I love you, Kevin.
I wish I looked that good.
You wish your head wasn't actually attached to your neck?
Yeah, well,
So it was fun. The one thing I will say about cons that I love every time I go is the costumes.
You're a cosplay fan?
I'm more of a cosplay criticism fan.
Okay.
Okay, so I totally love that people do it.
Okay.
Sometimes I think people might get a little too into it.
How so?
Okay. There was one guy, and I was sitting outside waiting for your panel to start.
Okay.
And I didn't want to go in and sit down inside, so I was kind of sitting in the hallway, charging a phone. And next door to your panel,
real quick, Matt Smith autograph, $99.99, $100.
I told you, $100.
$100. So
yeah, he's top notch.
So let's say he signs 1,000 autographs in a weekend. Do the math.
I get it.
That's crazy, right?
I get it. It's easy money. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, something like that, like, he shouldn't be keeping that money.
Why?
Because he's not doing anything.
What do you mean he's not doing anything?
That's a lot of money. He should be donating, like, half of it to some kind of fucking charity.
Why should he be donating it? He earned it. What? What's that?
I'm deadpan staring you. He earned it?
Yes,
he earned it. There are people in this world who have to work really tough shifts in like construction for minimum wage. And Matt Smith is earning it by sitting there
and signing autographs and
looking adorable.
Yes.
Yeah.
He earned every penny, does not have to donate it. No, not at all.
I'm just saying, I come from a long line of people who are stingy with money.
I agree with that.
When it comes to meeting people.
I think if you were Matt Smith's position, you wouldn't be donating half of it. You're like, screw that. I earned
Fuck that. No, I wouldn't be. I'm just saying. I would hope people would be criticizing me too.
All right, okay. All right. I'm just saying.
Jeff, James Pfeffer is listening. And he said Matt Smith is $100. Matt plus Karen is just shy of 200. Yeah. And I mean, like, man, she is hot as anything. But like, still, I wouldn't pay $200 to meet her.
Did you walk by the booth and like, oh, there he is?
No, I didn't even walk by. I didn't walk by where he was.
Yeah.
I had no interest in like that whole fangirl thing.
Were there any celebrities that you walked by? I was like, oh, there he is. That's cool.
When I was like first finding you, like
Rooker or
I was to say, yeah, I didn't even really see them, but like I saw it and I was like, oh look, Rooker's here. Oh, David Boreanaz. Oh, Whoopi Goldberg's gonna be here tomorrow. Like, it was just like kind of like in my head, but there was no one that I really wanted to meet except Anthony Mackie or Sebastian Stan. Yeah. Sebastian Stan kind of falls by the wayside. He's just like a pretty face with guy liner on.
Okay.
Anthony Mackie, like I actually like respect him as an actor.
Very good actor. 8 Mile.
Yeah. I respect him as a human, but I still wouldn't pay money to meet him.
All right.
Like absolutely not.
All right, but back to the cosplay.
So I definitely respect these people who dress up.
Sure, me too.
Oh, wait. We were getting the guy who's next to your panel was geek speed dating.
Oh yeah, there's a geek there the room next to us. It was
so there were like a solid like 4 girls signed up for it. You could tell they were waiting online, and like
how many dudes?
They were like 25. Yeah, it was a little weird.
Wow.
But there was this guy who was like dressed up, like very, very dressed up as Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Okay, yeah, and, face paint.
Yeah, face paint, like everything, okay. The whole nine.
Purple suit,
the whole nine. Even his hands were like done.
Okay,
you know. And he was very loud, and he was very like, you know, his laugh, and he was doing the whole thing very rehearsed.
Method.
And you could just tell this kid had no fucking friends in real life. Like, he is like a loser, thinks he is at the top of his game here at the Comic-Con because he could dress up and be the Joker. And like, I was just like, I wanted to walk up to him and be like, buddy, do you realize you're wearing like a ridiculous suit and face paint? You're standing online for geek speed dating at the Philly Comic-Con, and nobody likes you. Nobody wants to talk to you.
No, isn't that his like? It's his world right there. He's the master right there at the.
It's just like he was like annoying, and like part of me was just
was he like annoying people, or was he annoying you?
He was, yeah, like he was walking around. He just always had like a thing to say. Like I got up to walk to the bathroom, and he had like, I don't even know what he said. Like he's like,
he was harassing you,
like Comic-Con harassing me, and I was just like, are you serious, buddy? Like get the fuck away from me. Like you are annoying. I'm gonna punch you in your face. I am like not down with your like. I think you're cool because you're the Joker. A, I hated Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Okay. All
B, you're annoying. Now, then there's the women.
Okay.
I applaud every woman who gets out there in very little clothing.
Sure.
Most of them shouldn't be in very little clothing.
Why?
I saw like a solid, and I walked around.
Hold on. Now, the women, super heroines in very little clothing. That goes back to the dawn of comic books. So.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Almost every female superhero is wearing very little clothing.
Okay, yeah, but they look good because they're drawn that way. I mean, every comic book female is drawn with like super perky, huge ass, double D tits.
Yes.
A tiny waist.
Yes.
Like a bodacious ass that's not too
like
bodacious.
6'4", yes.
Yeah, and yeah, they're all like 6'4", and they have like muscular but not too muscular thighs.
Okay.
I mean, like I'm looking at like a Wonder Woman right now, and she's like, you know, that's exactly who she is.
Okay. So you're coming down on cosplayers now?
No, walking around, I saw probably 3 girls who were hot enough to be wearing their outfits, and mostly sloppy tits.
Define sloppy tits.
Like hanging around your belly button is sloppy tits.
Okay.
Or hanging out if you're like overweight wearing a Wonder Woman outfit and your tits are like coming over the sides of your outfit, like under your armpits. That's sloppy tittage.
Like that's not a muffin top. What do you call that?
Sloppy tittage.
Sloppy tittage. Okay.
So I was walking, and I'm a huge Battlestar Galactica fan.
Okay.
And I saw a Black Adama, which was like awesome.
Cool.
Two thumbs way up.
Yeah.
And he looks good in his outfit. And he had this tall blonde standing next to him, which could only be 6.
Right.
Only be 6. She was facing away. She had the perfect dress, you know, it was perfect.
Looked good.
She turns around.
And
her face isn't that bad, but her rack is like seriously around her fucking belly button. I'm not even kidding. Like if I could have gotten a picture, I actually probably could just ask her for a picture.
You're suggesting that 6 gets maybe, you know, a little support maybe.
Like it was just like literally they were like,
all right. Well, I mean,
and I'm like, man.
Okay. Well,
those are some sloppy ass titties.
Just the genetics weren't there, but
I'm just
like
saying,
you said,
sloppy
the rest
ass titties.
You're saying the rest worked.
Yeah, I mean, it like worked.
Like what? I
mean, she didn't look like 6, but she looked like a sloppy tittage 6.
What's she supposed to do about that? Like, you know, buy proper support.
I don't know. Find a comic book person that you could wear that has sloppy tits. Nobody.
No way. So let him do it.
I'm just saying sloppy tits.
Let him do it. I'm not coming down on this.
Then there's the girls who are like wearing basically thongs, and they have like
I did see some of that
cottage cheese ass going. Like no one wants to see that.
They do it at con. That's why it's perfectly acceptable at con. It's accepted.
I'm just saying.
Except for you, by you. You're the only one? Or you're not the only one?
I'm not the only one.
Not the only one. But I'm not going to come down on
I will say this. The amount of Doctor Who's walking around was like mind-blowing to me because like 3 years ago or 4 years ago when I went to New York Comic-Con, Doctor Who wasn't quite at the level it is now. Yeah. David Tennant had brought it to a certain level, and it was just before Matt Smith came on, and Matt Smith really pushed it through the wall.
Yeah, you would see a couple.
You would see a couple here and there. You saw like the TARDIS hiding in little corners and places. I saw so many Matt Smith, like with the tight shirts, the tight pants, the hipster boots, the suspenders, the bow tie, and a fucking fez on his head. I saw so many of it that Matt Smith could have literally dressed as himself walk down the hallway, and nobody would have noticed him.
That may be right.
Like 100%. Like I kept looking at these Doctor Who's, and I'm like, any single one of these fucking people could be Matt Smith, and I'm not even realizing it. Because there's like literally, you could spit and hit a Who.
You could spit and hit a Who. That's cool.
You could spit and hit a Who.
That's like a rhyme. Nice. Right on.
So that's what I will say.
Right. So you don't agree with all the I mean, are there sloppy males as well? Let's not.
And the amount of men that I saw in like yoga pants and Spider-Man. That was another one. Every single Spider-Man. I mean, like I saw zombie Spider-Man. I saw business suit Spider-Man. I saw steampunk Spider-Man. Yeah. I was just like, I was walking around. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! These guys in the Doctor Who's, they're like everywhere.
I mean, why not though? This is the one place where it's cool to do it.
But you get to see a lot of man junk, and you get to see a lot of sloppy tits and man junk. That's what I will say.
You can see that at every con. You can't come down. You can't come down.
You get leather and mayonnaise, leather couches and mayonnaise. I get sloppy tits and man junk.
Right. My favorite con. You know, I did not see one Slave Leia. I don't know if you did.
I did.
Did you?
I saw one.
And how was she?
I've seen better Slave Leias.
Sure.
I've also seen worse, though.
Okay.
So she wasn't terrible. Her tits weren't the sloppiest.
Okay. Behind that metal bikini.
Exactly.
They were okay.
They were okay.
Okay.
It wasn't terrible.
Okay.
I did see somewhere.
Because
I didn't actually see who they were when I walked by them. I think they were like Sailor Moon people. Mm-hmm. Those were the nicest tits I saw all day.
Oh.
She had like creamy little white ones.
Creamy?
She had like very pale skin.
Okay.
She kind of looked like a fucking zombie.
Right.
Those were the nicest tits all day.
Okay.
Right I don't know if you saw any nice tits, but
I'm sure I did. No, I like the leather Harley Quinn outfits. Those are usually my favorite. But only if they have the hammer. You gotta have the hammer.
You gotta have the hammer.
You gotta have the freaking hammer.
I do like all the Harley Quinns that did the Arkham Asylum with like the skirt, the plaid skirt, and the corset top and the crazy like nurse look.
Yeah.
That's a really easy Harley Quinn to do because the actual Harley Quinn outfit is kind of hard if you want to make it look good and not get like a store bought one.
Right. You have to make it.
Yeah, you have to make it, and like you have to get like 2 leotards and sew them together. Yeah. And then like do all the work on them.
There's not a lot to hide either.
Exactly. And I've been like literally trying to construct a Harley Quinn outfit for like years.
So go with the nurse.
Well, that's the thing.
One.
Like I feel like you want to do Harley Quinn and doing like the plaid skirt and the corset's kind of like a cop out because you don't know how to sew or you don't know how to get an outfit. But
I think it's the fishnets. I like the fishnets.
I like the fishnets. Harley Quinn's like my favorite woman in the world, so.
Yeah. Paul Dini, are you listening? Big ups to you for creating her.
Big ups. Big ups.
Big ups. We freaking love you.
I wanted to name my daughter Harley Quinn.
I did not see the one Slave Leia, so you saw one.
Yeah, I did.
And is that you can't hide behind anything in that outfit.
No, you can't. No. Because even the skirt, like it's slid all the way up.
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of be rocking like every
yeah, I mean, if you got some like grade A cottage cheese, like you're gonna see it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of cottage cheese.
I'm not coming down on that. You got some.
I'm not really coming down on the cottage cheese ass.
It's a tough world, man.
Because I know everyone gets that, but like the sloppy tittage, like man, figure out a way to cover that.
It's tough. It's a tough world. There's freaking fast food everywhere and like freaking trans fats and all that. I don't know. I eat that shit too. Like I'm not, but I don't dress up either. So
that's true. I haven't seen your sloppy
I've only
tits.
dressed up once, and I did Kato when me and Mike did our photo shoot for
And you also were in a orange bikini. Bottom.
No, but would I do the Bruce Lee motorcycle outfit? I might do that one day. I could do that.
There you go.
I could rock that.
That'd be like a good one for you.
Yeah, I'll rock that.
So yeah,
not one Slave Leia, not one April O'Neil.
I didn't see any April O'Neils. I'm trying to think of who else I didn't see.
I really didn't. I saw Batman's, but more. I saw more like Adam West Batman's, not like the Christian Bale ones. I didn't see.
I didn't see Christian Bale Batman's. I actually didn't even see many Batmans.
Well, that would be Batman, Samantha. I didn't see many Batmen like the.
No, I would say Batmans.
Batmans, okay.
I would say Batmans.
All right.
Who else didn't I see a lot of? I saw I really saw a lot of Harley Quinns. I saw a lot of Doctor Who. And I saw.
With Matt Smith being there, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Doctor Who's kind of at a level that, like, if you don't like comics but you want to be geeky, Doctor Who's like the place you kind of go to.
Yeah.
Like everybody was wearing a fucking fez.
Right.
I mean, I was wearing a fez at one point.
Right. So bigger than walking the con floor, bigger than seeing us at our booth. I think the biggest thing was you came And you met Brian Johnson.
I met Brian Johnson. First time. Yes, for the first time.
What was that like? After, all the stories you've heard about him.
It was good. We made fun of you.
Yeah. All right. That's too easy.
Yeah, we made fun of you for a little while.
Too easy.
He's a nice guy.
He is.
He's a lot nicer than I expected him to be. He's actually kind of like a bleeding heart, like liberal romantic, like almost.
Okay, I don't know if I would.
Like, I don't know, like, he has, like, a soft spot. Like, you look at Brian, he's, like, really, like, tough and rough, and he's always, like, fucking cursing and picking on, poor innocent Asians
right.
and innocent podcasting females right. that, have never harmed him. He's just taking up arms against me.
Right. That's what he does.
He's just taking up arms for no reason against me.
Yeah.
So he, at one point during your panel at night, this little girl dressed like a little Batman, I guess, came up.
Yes.
And he was just like, "You are the cutest thing ever." And I was just like, "Oh my god! Like Brian has a soft spot."
He does. He likes children. He likes the children.
That's a little weird the way you said that.
He's very good with children.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, no, he was good. We made fun of you for a little bit.
You did.
Yeah,
Okay.
You sent me a picture on, I believe it was Sunday, that convinced me I'm going to abandon you and go hang out with him more.
Which was?
We'll get to that picture later.
Oh, okay.
When you talk about who you've met this weekend.
Okay.
All right. Because I think that you knew sending it that I would be mad at you.
I definitely sent it to instigate some conversation.
Some conversation, yeah.
You would want to say. Yes. Now you went around. You sent me. You said you wanted to talk about some of the celebs that were there.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe did you feel maybe they shouldn't have been there? Maybe
no. They definitely deserve to be there.
They did not. Perhaps make a list that you would put together for a con.
I loved some of the people that were there.
I thought they were pretty. Here's the thing.
Spike from Buffy was there.
Yeah, James Marsters. I didn't watch Buffy.
Marsters, yeah. He was also Brainiac on Smallville.
Yeah, he's huge. He's still huge.
Yeah, no, he was, but it was just like funny. I mean, I watched Smallville. I watched him on Smallville, but I still associate him with Spike from Buffy.
Right.
And I just I walked past him. I was like, it's Spike from Buffy.
Like in condescending manner?
Yeah.
He's at every con though.
I know he is.
He's got huge lines.
I know he is. Those people on Buffy, what else are they doing now? Although all of them actually, are doing things.
Yeah.
Elijah Dushku, she's a famous actress.
She is.
David Boreanaz, he's on Bones.
He is. Bones has had a very long run.
Yeah, Bones has had a very long and successful run. And I mean, he's kind of well known as a hockey fan. So I think he was on hockey radio or something, talking about how he's a Flyers fan. He's there.
Yeah. And he's also charging $125 bills for his autograph.
Yeah, that I don't agree with at all.
I don't understand why he had a huge line. So
he did. People were. It was just funny though walking by them because clearly. James Marsters was like we said on Smallville. Mm-hmm. Elijah Dushku is been in other movies.
Right. Jane Silent Bob Strike Back, yes, to name one.
I was just say more Bring It On.
Bring It On, yes.
And she's been in a whole bunch of other things.
Yes.
And David Boreanaz is on Bones, but all of their little banners above them were only pictures of them from Buffy.
Oh yeah,
I was just laughing.
So I think
all of them have careers.
I think they picked, maybe the biggest thing that people recognize them for and put it on the con banners.
I would agree.
They print out.
I would agree.
These large, 6x3 banners of us.
Whoopi Goldberg was there. That one was humorous to me.
Why is that? I didn't get it at first, and then I was like, oh, they were doing Star Trek.
Yeah. I actually took a second for me to get to, because I was like, wait, she's on The View.
Yes.
Why is somebody from The View here? But, yeah, I completely forgot.
Because people are paying $100 an autograph for her?
That's another one. I don't understand. $100 an autograph.
She was in Star Trek.
So who else was there on Saturday and Sunday?
A lot of the Walking Dead cast.
Okay. I was gonna say, I did walk by, Lauren Cohen.
Yes.
She wasn't signing when I walked by her, but, her booth was there. Ew.
Yes. Are you okay?
Yeah, my zombie finger's leaking.
All right, we'll talk about that.
We will talk about my zombie finger.
Yeah, it's good to be on The Walking Dead right now, by the way.
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, some of these lines are ridiculous. Norman Reedus would probably be one of the biggest guests that was there.
Yeah, I would say Norman Reedus, yeah.
There were people waiting in line for 4 hours so they could get...
That's the thing, too. What do you say to him after you wait for 4 hours and you get to the top of the line,
I don't know if you have to say anything, but it's mainly...
you just look at him
Yeah. It's mainly... I know it's mainly females. they're in love with him.
Obviously, yeah.
Some dudes, but mainly females would just want a second with him, like literally, and they'll pay $100 for it.
I mean, like, okay, so when I think of Norman Reedus, obviously I think of The Walking Dead, but I think of Boondock Saints first. And when I think about Boondock Saints, Sean Patrick Flannery was like my favorite.
Yes.
I mean, Norman Reedus was great in that role. Both of them were fantastic. Yeah. But like Sean Patrick Flannery to me was like the role.
Yeah. He's still loved, my friend.
He is actually. I am
very very beloved.
I'm grabbing another beer.
Okay. Very very beloved, and in real life, dude's a freaking's a nut. Well, grab another one then. No, don't. Yeah, those are warm. These are cold up here. You're grabbing the wrong ones. There you go. There you go.
I didn't want to steal from your pack.
That's your pack. The warm ones are yours, man.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Well, you weren't here.
Here, have some warm beer.
Hey, man, I don't see you bringing me any beer today. You've brought beer before. I'm not saying that.
I brought beer before.
But I brought the right beer today.
Well, yeah. I was.
Thank you, Morgasm.
I was busy doing things this morning, like walking my dog.
And buying bobbleheads.
And buying bobbleheads. It's not just a bobblehead. It's an Agent Coulson bobblehead.
Yes. Well, did you had listed D-list? Like, did you see D-list? Besides
everybody I named earlier.
Besides us. Besides us.
No, see, I wouldn't even call you guys D-list, like, because you guys don't. I mean,
we're definitely D-list. I readily admit it.
There's a difference between being D-list and knowing you're D-list, and being D-list and thinking you're A-list.
Sure, there are some of those. Sure.
I was just saying, and like pretty much anybody I walked by before you guys was like D-list, thinking they were A-list.
Really?
I don't know.
Thought, say Booger from what's Revenge of the Nerds? He was acting a little uppity. You think? You thought he was maybe flaunting his past? I didn't see that. I think he was very humble.
I don't know.
I said hi to him. He was Curtis Curtis something. Henderson Armstrong. Very cool guy. And the Asian guy was there, which Brian Tochi Takashi, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like every Asian is just named like a Takashi.
Oh, Chen Takashi. Yes.
Yeah, Ming Chen Takashi.
Yeah.
There you go.
We had a good time though. I mean, we'd have Norman Reedus lines, but.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, obviously Norman Reedus, he's A-list and knows he's A-list.
Yeah.
But like somebody like David Boreanaz, like, he's like, I don't know. I think that he thinks he's A-list, but he's really like more like.
At a con?
See,
things are different at a con.
I know things are different at a con, but like in the real world, he's like B-list at best.
Sure, he's not, say, Brad Pitt or.
Well, that's the thing. Like looking at some of these people and like the lines that they had and the people waiting for them, I'm like, these guys definitely think they're like Brad Pitt.
It's different at a con. I think, but I think I like it better that way. It's like, is Brad Pitt as cool as say Norman Reedus in my book?
No. That's but it's like. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. But, that's the geek book, though. That's my geek book.
That's the geek book.
It's different.
It's the geek book. But other than that, I mean, it was great walking around Artist Alley and I love watching the artists actually just drawing on the spot.
Yeah.
Like, they just sit there and draw and, like, people sell for them. Like, it's just amazing, usually.
You should get one.
I've had, actually, when I went to New York, I had a few.
Of yourself?
No, not of myself, but I bought some of the stuff that they were drawing because it was, like, fantastic. A lot of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Artist alley things, people drawing
That's
like
what's
Doctor
hot
Who.
right now. It's great.
And like it was funny too because I was like walking around and I just had to keep rolling my eyes at some of the stuff because I'm like there was one guy who was clearly like into drawing zombies and he drew like the entire cast of Doctor Who as zombies and I'm like I get it. I do.
That's his specialty.
I know. It was just like
give it to him.
No, it was. Okay. And but it was just like funny seeing like how Doctor Who since the last con I was at has like completely like taken over the world.
I've never really. There are some people they'll bring a whole sketchbook and they'll have different art through a commissioning page, which I think
I've
is
seen that.
Awesome.
I've
never really gotten a commission, but I think I thought of one that I want now. That I really want.
What do you want?
Is way back in the 70s there was a comic book that came out. It was Muhammad Ali versus Superman.
Who won?
On the cover, it came to a draw. It was kind of a draw, but
I will.
On the cover, they're in a boxing ring and they're about to battle it out, and in the audience are all famous people at that.
Oh, that's cool.
That era.
That reminds me of a shirt that I want, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
And cover drawn by Neil Adams, who we've had here in the store for signing.
Nice.
And he's not cheap, but I think I want to do one of Mike Zapsik versus Rob Bruce. and like us in the audience.
Nice.
I'm wondering. He was there at the con. He had people there, so I didn't ask him. Like, dude, could you? We're homies now.
We're homies, exactly.
How much would this cost? Like, I would pay. Well,
that's
a lot of money for that.
That's like a thing too. Like, not wanting to pay to meet somebody and take like a photo with them.
Yeah.
I would definitely pay to like commissions, like to go up and be like, hey, can you draw like me, or can you draw like this?
Yeah.
I mean, I would pay any amount of money to watch like an artist that I really wanted to draw something.
Yeah.
So
that's what, I don't think that would be cheap. Maybe he could do like a lower budget version. Like, I think something like that would be, I don't know, man, like a couple grand maybe.
Maybe.
But maybe if you could do, it's like, you don't have to put a lot of detail. Just make sure you get Rob's like weird hair right.
His,
and Mike's angry expression. Just get that right and we're good. So that's one, I don't know, every con we've been to, we've seen Neil Adams, so I think.
So yeah, get him at the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get him at the next one.
Yeah.
Speaking about Superman,
yes.
I did find out that me and Brian do have something in common.
What would that be? Shocking.
We both want to kill this. Well, I mean, obviously he would want to kill you.
Okay.
But in the comic book universe, we both want to kill the same person.
Would that be?
On your panel, you were asked a question, if all of you could just kill one person, gone forever, because obviously we all know there are only two people in the comic book universe who do not come back from the dead, Uncle Ben and Gwen Stacy.
Yes.
So this would be another one. If you could kill him for either hatred or for better storylines.
Right. Who would it be?
Mike Zapsik had my second answer, which was Iron Man.
Yes.
Because I do agree with him, like the storylines that would result from like having to figure out where the fuck you're going for your tech shit.
Yeah.
That'd be like amazing.
Tony Stark was dead or Iron Man.
Exactly. And Brian shocked the shit out of me when he came up with my least favorite comic book person in the world.
Which is?
Superman.
And why?
I fucking hate him because he's too perfect.
Too perfect? There's no such thing as too perfect.
No, he's way too perfect. Like, shit, only Kryptonite can kill him. Like, believe me, when I'm watching, like, somebody that I want to view as a hero, I want them to get the shit kicked out of them.
Is there anything you do like? Now,
No.
Okay.
No,
all right,
absolutely
all right,
not.
okay, all right.
I'm like so hard to impress.
I see that.
Yeah, but like this.
Why you're sitting here with me, I don't understand. But...
because you impress me.
Oh, that's crazy.
You impress me more than Superman.
Wow. Well, that's even crazier.
That is even crazier, I know.
You're quick to point out people's faults and sloppy tits and all that, but when they're too perfect, you point that out too. So yeah, you don't like anything.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm
that's fine.
I'm
that's
so
cool.
hard to please. I'm a huge fan of Batman, who like literally gets his ass beat a lot.
Does? He's got no powers.
Yeah, exactly. I like average guys
and
with
psycho.
with super gadgetry. I like a normal guy with gadgets.
I got gadgets. I got GoPro cameras.
I knew shit. You got like Apple everywhere. You got GoPro cameras.
I got 87 like MacBook Pros.
We got like extenders that don't work.
I'm gonna look into that. But yes, I'm sure.
So I'm not a big fan of like Superman comes to Earth and like our yellow sun like makes him even better.
Okay.
And like I don't like Superman. So when Brian like he shocked the shit out of me when the person he would kill in the comic book universe never to come back again was Superman, I felt like this warmth enveloped me.
In your pants?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I was just like, man, me and Brian share something so important in the world.
Yeah, that's important. All
me.
right. Okay. So I did not impress you when I said I wanted to kill off Puck?
No, I don't think anybody knew who that was.
Where are my Alpha Flight fans at?
Why wouldn't you kill somebody? Like, seriously, you get the chance to kill, like, Spider-Man, Captain America.
Why bother? They always come.
Agent Coulson.
Again, exactly. They always come back. Puck, like, I don't think he ain't coming back. No one would care.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, if you can kill somebody, like, a big character and they were never coming back, you would still kill, like, somebody so minute that no one's heard of.
I'm killing Puck.
Man, you're tough.
I know.
You're like killing the little guy. At least I go after the big guy. I go after
the biggest guy.
I go after corporate.
Possibly.
You're like killing off like the local.
I am the mom and pop shop. All right.
You don't want to pay $10 for juice.
So that was fun. I was glad you were there to see the panel.
The panel was good.
The panel, we had a 6:30 panel on the Friday of the con. Not really sure why, but they had us matched up with Lloyd Kaufman from Trauma Entertainment.
It was like a little weird. Did you guys know that you were going to be?
Yeah, we knew, but we thought and if you read the program guide, it said Comic Book Man panel moderated.
Traumatizing
experience with the Comic Book Man. Come see the Comic Book Man panel moderated by Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh, and he was like on the panel.
But he actually turned out to be on the panel. They had another moderator, which meant he could plug trauma. Yeah. Which is what he's best at doing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny too because a lot of people who were there asked questions specifically to you guys.
Yes.
But like he was able to kind of like inject himself and trauma.
Which is what Lloyd does best.
Exactly.
Which is why we love him.
Inject himself, and there was always like trauma was always in his answer.
Yeah, not only that, when we got up there, we took our seats, he had his whole trauma crew
behind you guys.
Standing behind us.
Yeah.
So there's a Toxic Avenger, there's a Sergeant Kabuki Man, Kabuki Ma'am, and
the two girls left halfway through.
Oh, they did? They got bored?
They got bored and like left.
But they couldn't take our awesomeness?
The two guys stayed.
Yeah. Good on them.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good panel. It was funny.
Did you? You thought it was funny? In the beginning, it was hard to find our footing, I thought, because we were like, well, Lloyd's here too. Like, what do
Well, yeah, like it was kind of like a little weird. Yeah. And like I said, like, cause he was talking about one thing and then you guys were talking about another and you kind of tried to mash it together, but it was a little rough at first.
But then we turned it around.
I was just say, as soon as you guys started asking like the audience questions and people were asking questions specifically to you, and Lloyd kind of interjected himself and trauma into his answers, like it kind of worked a little better. Yeah. But it was good. I loved it. Like I said,
you had fun being there?
My favorite question was the one about killing the comic book, and the guy who clearly is stalking you at the store, wanting to know why whenever he comes in, you're never behind the desk.
Yeah. Well, it's not that hard to find me. I'm usually here at the poker table.
The moderator was like, I'm a little more concerned with the fact that you're clearly stalking Ming Chen. Exactly. That was hysterical to me.
Exactly. I think the biggest thing that come out was Lloyd is working on Return to Nukem High Volume 2.
Yes.
He wants us to come on and get killed in the movie.
Yeah, and
wants us to be in
everyone
the movie.
Spent a really long time talking about how they would kill you.
Right.
That was a big thing.
Right. I wanted to die in some kind of explicit sexual situation.
Yes.
And Mike Zapsik suggested autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yes. That was something.
Thanks, Mike. So.
Yes.
I was hoping there'd be more boobs involved, but
sloppy tits?
Yeah, sloppy tits, yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We could probably put some of those in there.
Yeah. That'd be cool though, right? Us three like getting like chopped up or something.
Oh yeah, no, it would be hysterical. Yeah. It was a good panel though. I loved it. I love the question when somebody was like, "Does anybody know what Ming Chen's real name is?" And I was like, "I know that."
Yeah.
I was off on
any of these pods.
I was off on the side, so I let
right.
The
you
fans.
Didn't want to, like,
yeah. I was like, his name is Cliff.
Yeah. All right, so that was good. Yeah, we went out. We did about an hour or so.
Yeah.
At that panel, and people seem to enjoy it. So, I mean, your worst fear going into.
I love whose question was it? Who would win in a fight? Who was it? Somebody or Doctor Who?
Oh yeah, who else?
Was it Superman or was it Batman?
I think it was Batman or Doctor Who.
I think it was Batman or Doctor Who, and I was like, man, that's like actually. You would never think about putting them together, but Doctor Who can travel through time and space, so I mean that kind of trumps everything a superhero can do.
Yeah, it's true. But
my money's still on Agent Coulson.
I know. So that ended and con ended, but our night did not end right there.
No, it did not.
We had your first live event.
Yes, my coming out party.
Coming out party. I was going to say that, but it sounds really weird.
Yeah, it does. Actually, now that I said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fine folks at Duke Club Brewing asked a couple weeks ago if we would do a live event, a tap takeover at a place called the Field House in Philadelphia.
Which was like a block from the con.
Yeah, I mean, almost not even.
Yeah.
Sports bar where they had a stage and they had food and they were going to take over 10 taps. Actually 11. I think they took over 11 taps with
Dew Claw beers.
All Dew Claw beer. And,
I was drinking Sweet Baby Jesus, so I don't actually even know what else they had.
That's all you drank? Mm-hmm. You didn't like sample because they brought out a lot
because
of good stuff.
It's like the peanut butter with me.
It is, yeah.
Like I can't drink I can't eat peanut butter, but like I could drink it. Yeah. So like whenever that shit is going to be on tap or in a bottle in front of me, like I'm going to that first. Yeah, it's the only time I could like ingest something that tastes like peanuts.
Yeah, we can't really get it. You can get it in draft in Jersey, just not around us. It's in like weird bars around here.
You can get it in bottles, but draft is always better.
Draft is better.
Always.
Will.
Dew Claw Will, as we call him.
Yes, asked us if we would do something. I was like, yeah, let's do a live pod.
Yeah.
Let's do cosplay beer pong.
Beer pong.
Mike came by. Mike recently, as little as like 3 weeks ago, was introduced to the game Cards Against Humanity, and he is hooked. So
I was bummed I couldn't stay for that.
Yeah, you would. That game's right up your alley. That game's right up his alley.
Oh my god, I've never played it, but everyone always tells me I would love to, and I was just like, I looked at the clock. It was like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I was
you
like,
had to be back.
I was like, man, I have solstice.
No. You came down. You were.
Yeah, I was like, I have solstice yoga in the morning.
Yeah, I understand. I'm less responsible than you. I'm like, screw it, man. If I get home at 2 or 3, I get like 4 hours of sleep. I'll be fine.
I was just say, yeah, like you were there, obviously, I needed to represent at Solstice Yoga, and let me tell you, my dancer pose was.
Oh yeah, is there a photo of graphic evidence of this?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
but we did it right outside the store instead of inside.
Right. I'll take your word for it.
That's like beautiful.
It is.
It was a great day.
It is.
Slight headache.
Oh.
Not from drinking
didn't drink that much, though.
No, not from drinking too much. I think it was like drinking and then lack of sleep and like driving. Yeah, it was just like.
Isn't that called a hangover? But no, when you drink more. All right.
Yeah, it was just kind of like a life over, I think.
Yeah, so it was cool. There was a stage right behind us. They were rolling the Linda Carter Wonder Woman on DVD.
Yep.
And Challenge of the Superheroes or Challenge of the Super Friends. I can't remember which one they had up there. And we did a little bit of live potting, which was cool.
So then we did some beer pong.
And then, we set up a beer pong tournament.
Which apparently you have some weird rules of beer pong.
Why is it weird? Well, first of all, the first time I ever played was literally 11 months ago.
I was just saying, I figured, having been to all these college parties with like, oh, Ming Chen, come to our college
recently
party.
You mean?
Yeah, that you would have played more beer pong.
Well, I am now.
To be like present for the rules.
I am now.
Ming, finish that beer.
I'm trying.
Chug that.
I'm talking too much. All right.
I've been talking this whole time. Chug that. Don't stop.
True, you have.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should be drinking a lot more.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
So you had some weird rules.
So we did team.
Yeah, you did teams, but like if you got it in, you were like, oh, give it back. Whereas you're only supposed to get it back if both of you get it in.
Yes, I messed that up.
Yeah. So it was funny watching your rules though, and then watching somebody argue with you.
Yeah, I'm like, no, this is right.
That guy got like serious about it. It was Forge Studios, and he was like, no, man, you're wrong.
Yeah, he was right. But,
yes.
They set up teams, and, we were supposed to be 2-person teams. And I think the first match they set up, there's a girl dressed up as Zatanna.
Zatanna,
like, I don't have a partner. I'm like, I'll jump in.
She was awesome too. I really liked her.
She was cool, yeah.
She was cool.
She
looked good in her outfit too. There were no sloppy tits there.
No, fishnets were spot on.
Yeah.
The hat, she had the hat, she had the wand.
The corset, she was golden in that outfit.
Yes.
Which it's actually making me remember that I have a tuxedo jacket at my house.
Yeah. You rock fishnets?
I can rock fishnets and I have a corset.
So we just need to get you a hat.
Right?
Yeah. You have dark hair?
I have dark hair. I could totally be her.
Yeah, you could.
I don't know why, when I'm thinking about cosplaying, she never comes to my head.
I mean, she's a hero, but
I always go with Harley Quinn, and the one thing that gets me bogged up on why I cannot be Harley Quinn is because I don't have blonde hair.
Wig?
Wigs look bad.
They do.
I mean, like, I would literally, if I wanted to go serious, I would have to, like, bleach my hair.
You have dark hair, Harley Quinn.
But I could just be a different character.
Right. You should try as Zatanna then.
That's what I'm thinking. Now that I'm like remembering.
I think you don't think about it because you look like if other people look, I was like, you're a magician.
But I think obviously I saw at least like 3 Zatannas walking around. Yeah. And like every time I looked at them, I was like, oh man, that's like an awesome Zatanna outfit. There's not much to it. Right. It holds a lot in because of the corset. So I mean, you could have sloppy tits and be Zatanna. Yeah. But our Zatanna, she was spot on.
So,
she was friendly.
It's just like, any partner was like, I'll do it. Like I didn't hesitate.
Yeah, no. Yeah. And you won.
I wanted to play. We won, yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Even
won.
with my convoluted rules.
Even with your convoluted rules for round one.
I didn't play in college. We were at a con in Miami and some kid.
Oh, Ming!
That was a dude.
Oh, man.
Some dude, we were partying on the 14th floor of the Marriott or something. There was like a suite, not a suite, but like a lounge area up there.
Yes.
And it's like 4 a.m. I'm like, I'm freaking tired and I'm a little buzzed. He comes and he points at me. He's like, Ming Chen, I challenge you to a game of beer pong.
Oh
and
my God.
I'm trying to get out of it because I've never played before. And 2, like, it's freaking late. I didn't want to do it. But he's like, hold on, I'll be back. He leaves with his group of 5 friends. And I'm like, all right, that's it.
So they come back and kick your ass?
They come back with a table. Ping pong balls.
Didn't kick your ass.
And solo cups. And I'm like,
enough.
well, I guess we got to do this. So I paired up with my friend Tom Mum, well, you will meet in a mere 2 weeks. He's the sound guy on our show.
Okay.
And he's like, all right, let's do this. I'm like, you got to tell me. I've never played. He's like, all you got to do is, you can throw the ball in the cup or you can bounce it, but they're allowed to swipe it. And
after one bounce, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
And like generally when I've always played, it's like you're only allowed like one bounce per game.
Oh, really? Only one?
Usually you're allowed more. Like usually you could literally do it every time, but the house
tell me your rules.
My rules are...
Okay, there's that. Okay, one bounce per game.
Yeah, my rules...
But you can swipe.
We played a little more serious because we found that... and I used to party at this house. We called it 61 HUD.
Was that some kind of code name?
It was on 61 Hudson Street.
Oh, okay. 61.
And it was very
clever.
Yeah,
but
no. Right. But it was 61 HUD, and I partied with the people I worked with, and it was literally like a fucking rave in the basement. The floor was like sticky forever.
Ew.
Because there was like so much like jungle juice spilled.
Right.
So we used to have these like epic fucking beer pong tournaments, and I suck at beer pong.
That's why you didn't even play.
No, I would play, and I would always get yelled at because I sucked.
Night.
Oh no,
night.
this I didn't.
Freaking play.
Well, I have a zombie bite on my finger, which we'll get to. It looks a lot better today. It actually
we'll talk about that.
It stunt doubles as a normal
Continue
finger.
about how awesome you were or not, or you used to play.
No,
epic
God,
games.
I'm like really good at flip cup, not good at beer pong.
Okay,
but our
dude.
rules were you have the regular like triangle setup.
Okay.
And each person gets to throw once.
Okay.
If you bounce it, they could swipe it.
Right.
If it lands in the cup after you bounce it or after you throw it, and it's like circling the top, you could blow it out.
Okay.
You couldn't use your hand though. Some places you could use your hand and like pull it out.
Right.
Ours, you had to blow it. You had to blow it.
You had to blow. Okay.
So you could blow it out. You
Right.
could swipe it if it was a bounce.
Okay.
If you got it in on a bounce, you got 2 cups the way we played.
Oh.
Because it was like one of those, like, if we were smart enough to fool you, then fuck you. You're getting the 2 cups. If you both got it in, you got the balls back.
You get to go again.
Exactly.
Okay.
You get 1 re-rack per game.
Only one.
Only 1.
Okay.
So you can re-rack it 4 to the diamond, or you can re-rack it 2 because when you get 2, like, they could be, on
like
opposite sides.
The 7-10 split, right?
Yeah, like a 7-10 split, so you could do it that way. So it was like whether or
Those are
not...
fair rules.
Exactly.
Okay. I was not aware of many of these rules.
And
I was just like,
if say I was to get it in, and that was the last cup, you could
you can come back afterwards.
you could shoot and try and get it back.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair enough. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm literally practicing at our party for Miami because I know this kid's going to be there to challenge me again. So I ended up having that game was we went down hard because I'd never played before, so I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, we were down like 5 cups to 1 at one point, and all of a sudden we started coming back. And not only that, there was some dude there was some dude next to us. I don't know where he came from, and I've never seen him since. But he started whispering like Obi-Wan Kenobi, who like Yoda advice to us. He was like, dude, be the ball. Be the ball. Be the ball. Just feather touch. Just, don't throw it too hard.
Sink it.
And like it fucking worked.
There you go. I was gonna say, it's funny too when people are like, oh man, you gotta get it in here, and they're like pointing at it and they have their hand right there because it almost gimes you like
a target
to hit, and it makes it a little easier.
So
that's
slowly,
what we always found.
we started coming back, and then it came down to me. It got quiet in the room. There's a picture of this somewhere, by the way. I'll see if I can find it.
Oh my god!
And I chucked the ball.
Did you get it in?
And it went in, and like the crowd went up like it was freaking Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, like triple overtime. And I felt good.
There you go.
There
you go. Yeah,
but I know that kid's gonna be back this year. And I'm gonna have to,
you're gonna have to
defend my honor,
defend the title.
Defend the title, yes,
exactly.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be ready.
We used to, like I said, we used to play epic games of beer pong, and then we used to play flip cup right after it. Because we used to like to get drunk really early in the night so we could just like rave dance our asses off. And I was always.
This was like last year.
No, this was. I used to work at a YMCA, and this was all the people who ran the children's department.
I see.
I was a children's librarian, and they were all the people who like ran the children's department.
Okay.
So, if you have children, think twice about using the YMCA.
Right. Okay.
So it was good though. I was really good at flip cup. I could like flip a cup and like have it land
right
like in one shot. So I was always a lot better at flip cup.
Okay. We can play some flip cup. I didn't think about it. Like, beer pong's more, I don't know.
Beer pong's more of like, and people can get like involved in watching it. Flip cup, it's harder to watch because everyone's lining the tables.
Yeah. So, did I see people like pulling you aside, like wanting to take photos with you and stuff?
A few.
That's cool.
A few people wanted to.
Cool.
A few people wanted to take photos with me. That was awesome.
You're blowing up, man.
A little bit. I was wearing a fez.
Where did that come from? I noticed. I looked over.
There was a very stylish Doctor Who walking around. He sucked at beer pong. But he left.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry.
Did you just grab it off his head?
He was friends with the Jack Sparrow walking around, who was like the most, like, he looked like Johnny Depp.
He did.
The only thing that was different was he was taller and his like head was tinier.
Right.
Like Johnny Depp kind of has a wider face.
Yeah, he looked great though. He was a good Jack Sparrow.
Fantastic Jack Sparrow. 2 thumbs way up. And that was, I think he was with Cosplay on a Budget.
Yes. Probably, yes.
So, so definitely, I think him and the Doctor Who looked fantastic, but he wasn't using his fez. Yeah. So I was sitting on his chair and I was like, dude, do you mind if I wear this all night? Like, fezes are cool. I wear a fez now.
Right.
And he's like, oh, you're a Doctor Who fan. And I was like, obviously, if I want to wear a fucking fez. Like, if I want to wear,
you're a Doctor Who fan?
If I want to wear a fucking fez, obviously I'm a Doctor Who fan. Who the hell just wears a fez for fun? Unless you're in like,
sure.
Unless you're like Aladdin.
It's cool, he was making sure.
So
was he like, oh God. Oh.
So I kind of hung out with him, talked with him a little bit.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
And then the teddy bears, the teddy scares walking around.
Yeah.
We had Edwin walking around.
Was that his name?
Edwin Morose.
Edwin Morose, the teddy scare.
Yeah. There was a whole bunch of them though. If you picked up like a pack of those cards, you could like read about all of the teddy scares.
Right.
There was like a different one that was like thin and tall and like depressed and sad.
Yeah.
But Edwin Morose was like a kind of like pudgy teddy scare.
Yeah.
And so I was dancing with him.
Yes.
Thinking it was the girl that I had met at the beginning of the night jumping into the suit, and then she appeared out of nowhere. I was like, who the fuck am I dancing with?
Like, who's in the suit then?
Yeah, so she was like,
but it was another girl.
It was the other girl who had been like leading her around, but it was just like funny because you thought you were dancing with one person and she was over there.
Right. Like you got like tranny tricked.
Yes.
Sort of. There was a girl in there.
Wait, what were we talking about? Tranny tricked? Yeah, it was girls. But I was watching I tuned in for a little bit of True Blood last night.
Okay.
I'm not proud to say I was watching it.
Right,
I hate True Blood. But the one black guy on the show, Lafayette, he's like a tranny guy. And he was wearing this, you've never seen me wear it, but he was wearing this like fringe cover up I have from Urban Outfitters.
Yes.
And like, man, I think he looked better in it than I did. And I was like, fuck, I have that. But he looked better in it. So, yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
But no, that was fun.
Yes.
At the field house.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a successful event.
I
sampled many beers that night, by the way.
Really? See,
Sweet Baby Jesus, and then I went, I had a Snicked.
I didn't have that.
It was good. It was very hoppy.
Okay.
Which
I don't really like hoppy.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody liked, and coincidentally, I saw on Twitter today they're selling Snicks for $3 a pint. They're trying to get rid of it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not really a big fan of hoppy flavored beers, so I probably wouldn't have liked it.
Then I went to Dirty Little Freak, and then I had a Funk.
Okay.
And the reason I got all these beers were people kept buying them for me.
Yeah, we were sitting there eating dinner, and the waitress walked up and was like, your next beer is on that guy over there.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, thank you.
Yeah.
Love you, dude.
So it was funny, when I was walking out, there was a guy that like chased me. And,
was it homeless?
No, he was like, I haven't met you.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, and he's apparently from the New Hope area.
Yeah.
And he's very involved in like graphic design. He's like, I do what Ming does. And I was like, podcasts all the time and is never home and, podcasts even more.
It's a bullshit TV star.
And he's like, no, I do like graphic design and stuff like that. So he was talking about how if we ever come to New Hope, he would love to like meet up with us.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Beer. So yeah, I was like, email me. I haven't heard from him. Yeah, he probably doesn't actually know what my last name is.
We'll drink. We'll get a El Taco Loco. We'll get some hot sauce.
So I was like, shit, me and Ming would love to come to New Hope. We'll go anywhere.
Yeah, we'll go.
But he was cool. I told him, I was like, I had actually cut the Band-Aid off my finger, so he went to shake my hand. I was like, you don't want to touch that.
So tell me about this finger. What's going on here? So why couldn't you play beer pong?
Oh, God, this is so...
Where do we start?
This is so dumb. Thursday, and it's funny too because every female that I talk to about this, what happened to me is like, oh my god, I totally know how you feel, and every male is like, I don't understand this. I was straightening my hair.
Your hair's straight though. I don't get it.
It is. My bangs get a little like wavy, so I was straightening my bangs and like the underside of my hair, and I dropped my hair straightener.
Okay.
Like it fell off the sink. And you know, like when something falls, you don't actually think like, oh, maybe I shouldn't grab this because maybe it's sharp or it's like
reaction.
fucking hot.
You got freaking reflexes.
Exactly. Yeah. And because, I mean, part of me doesn't want the straightener to hit the tile because the ceramic tiles on my straightener might crack. Right. And then I got to buy a new fucking straightener. And those things are like $50, $60 a pop if you want a good one.
Okay.
So,
all right, but you're trying to make yourself look pretty. That's cool.
It was dropping and I fucking grabbed it. And my thumb grabbed one side, my middle finger grabbed the other, and and I like screamed, threw it in the sink, and proceeded to put lukewarm water on it.
Okay.
And at that point, my middle finger had a blister about 1 inch big on it.
Okay.
Disgusting. But my thumb was the one that was killing me. Like my thumb felt like it was on fire.
Right.
So I kept like I have an aloe plant that I was like pulling the things.
Busted that thing open?
Busted it open. Okay. I went through so many goddamn leaves on that aloe plant.
Okay.
I was rubbing aloe all over myself. I was rubbing like lotions all over myself. I kept dipping my hand in water. And my thumb finally started to feel a little bit better.
Okay.
The next day, I woke up on Friday, and the 1 inch big blister on my middle finger was like pussing and kind of black.
Pussing?
Black? Kind of black. It looked black. I mean, you saw it, that picture I sent you.
Black's not good.
Yeah, no, black's not good. It wasn't black. I mean, now looking at it, it was like dark red, like dried blood.
3rd degree burn.
Well, so I looked it up online. Apparently it's a 2nd degree burn.
Okay. But I love how you're like, screw that, I'm still going. I got a show to do tonight.
Okay, I want
to go to the con.
I was like, I don't have health benefits. So like what? I'm going to go to the hospital. They're going to charge me like $3,000 to what? Put Neosporin on my fucking cut?
I can do that myself for free.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when I got to the con, I pulled the Band-Aid off to change it. And I was actually like kind of horrified.
Yeah, it looked weird.
It looked terrible. Oh my God, it looked terrible.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was pussing a lot. And it looked kind of black. It wasn't. It was just like dark red, dried blood. I mean, you saw it.
I did.
And I got really fucking worried that I was gonna have to amputate my finger.
Okay.
I was like really worried. I sent a picture to my mother, and I'm like,
I don't know about this.
What should I do?
Right.
And she called me in a panic, and she's like, oh my God. Panic. She calls me and she's like, oh my God, what happened? What did you do?
Right.
Does it smell?
Does it smell?
Well, that's like one of the things. If it's infected, it starts to smell.
Oh, okay.
So she's like,
is this gangrenous?
Yeah. So she's like, it's like black. When did this happen? I was like, it happened yesterday. So there's no chance it's infected. The problem was when the blister formed, I was trying to think ahead of the box.
Okay. And
I like popped the blister immediately. So that opens it to, like, I feel so bad for anybody listening who's like a little squeamish. So that opens it to infection.
Right. Yeah. So, opens up the air and bacteria and all that stuff.
So, so on Saturday, it did not look any better in the morning.
All right. Were you able to practice
I was able to practice yoga, but I was not able to hold a pen.
Okay.
So I had to like sign a waiver. Like we have waivers. So if we're doing yoga in store, we all have to sign a waiver.
Yeah, make sure if you get hurt, you can't. If you get hurt,
yeah, exactly. Right? So I like couldn't write, and I was like I looked at
with a big X.
I looked at my boss, and I was like, I can't write my name.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I'll write it for you. And they had me like doing things obviously for the entire day, and they let me go home a little early because I was kind of fucking useless. Like I couldn't fold pants, I couldn't do anything.
Right.
But today it's looking a little better. Yesterday when I woke up, it was still really, really bad.
Are you going to be okay? Like you sent me that picture. I'm like, are you going to be able to pod tonight? Like, are you going to play beer pong?
Yeah. At night,
I was mainly,
it really hurt, but, it's starting to look a little better now. The skin is starting to reform into a finger, but, yeah.
You know, was I being selfish? Sure.
I mean, like, I would put this on camera right now for those who are viewing this on YouTube to watch, but, I mean, it still kind of looks a little bad.
Okay.
It's like ugly to look at. I have it uncovered, obviously, at night, to air it out.
Okay.
But when I put a Band-Aid on, it kind of gets, like, pussy.
Right.
So it looks like I have a zombie bite on my finger.
It does look like that.
It like really, like every time I look at it, I'm like, man, if this was like the zombie apocalypse, I would not be let into any shelter that I tried to get to.
We'd cut your hand off at the very least. Yeah.
So.
Well, take care of that thing.
Was Herschel there?
He was. Scott Wilson was there. Not only was he there, he's our booking man. We have a booking manager.
Yeah.
And she has a company. He's part of that company, so we're all kind of like a family.
I was just saying, I saw his picture as I was wandering around, but I couldn't remember if he was actually signing or not.
Really, like, awesome guy.
Yeah,
really awesome.
I think he was next to Michael Roker.
He was really awesome guy.
Yeah.
Really nice to me.
Yeah,
and I mean, he's just like that guy.
Is he like his character?
I think he is. Yeah,
that's nice. I like that. It was funny when in season 2 when they got to his farm, and it was really slow. I like hated Herschel because like I like attributed to the slowness factor being on his farm. They stay there too long, but at the end, I was like really upset to see him go.
Yeah, I wish I would have got a photo with him, but I'll have more opportunities. But really,
you did get a photo with somebody.
I did.
Let's talk about.
I got a photo with a couple guys.
Well, let's talk about some of your photos.
Okay. Well, I mean, I try not to bother anybody. Even though, here's the thing: when you go to a con and you're like a guest, you have access to a green room, which they'll stock with like
which has leather and mayonnaise.
Well, that was just Houston that accommodated my request for leather and mayonnaise. This one, more tables, soda, water, iced tea, coffee. At lunch they'll bring out food, which is cool, so you can eat.
Yeah.
And it's a place to chill out. If you're you need a break. And we took many breaks because we didn't have a Norman Reedus line, so we took a lot of breaks.
Yeah, I was just saying at one point I went back looking for you and you weren't there. Yeah. It was actually right before after I took the Band-Aid off my finger.
Yeah, I kind of wish, I think I maybe could have gotten you back there with me. It was like, she's with me.
I was just saying.
You would have flipped out because once you get in there, it's like all the guests kind of go hang out there.
At the point that I was there on Friday, had I walked into the green room, would I have seen anybody I wanted to see?
I think so. It would have been a little thinner than, say, a Saturday. But there was one point I went in there and it was like literally like, you look to your left, Christopher Lloyd, David Boreanaz, Nathan Fillion, Alan Tudyk from Firefly.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking Sean Astin. Lou Ferrigno.
Sean Astin was there?
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno.
Jesus fucking Christ.
God, who else was, Sarah Wayne Callies from, all the Walking Dead, Scott, all the Walking Dead people. And a couple of times back there I saw Anthony Mackie from Captain America.
Was he there on Friday?
I don't know if he was there on Friday.
Okay.
So you may have not seen him there on Friday, but.
So just tell me, had I walked back into the green room, I wouldn't have seen anybody I wanted to see.
No, are you a Back to the Future fan? You would have seen Christopher Lloyd back there.
I would actually,
he was there a lot. He was there constantly, actually.
I would like to see Christopher Lloyd, not even for his Back to the Future. I really liked him a whole lot more in Clue.
Oh, Clue? Okay, yeah.
I loved him in Clue.
Yeah, at some point, Brian was back there and he was like, that dude spends all his time in the green room.
Well, he's kind of old.
Sure, but I'm like, dude, that dude can afford to spend all his time back there.
Like Chris Lloyd can literally phone his Comic-Cons in. I mean, like he's
it was like, I believe it was like $100 for a picture of him next to a DeLorean. Like that.
Yeah, the DeLorean was there. Oh my God, it looks so fun.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that can afford, you can't, so get your ass back out here. We got signed it.
It's true.
We got signed some 8x10s, man.
So on Sunday you sent me a picture.
I did. So we're all, we're about to leave. I'm saying goodbye to, all my friends and the people we work with. And I see Anthony Mackie there.
There he is.
There he is. He's about to leave and, he's getting a photo with, a staff member after he finishes there. I was like, hey, would you mind if I jumped in? And I got my photo taken.
Was he like a normal person?
Yeah.
That's all I ever want to hear.
Yeah, I was just like, hey, my name's Ming. I'm on a TV show called Comic Book Man. He's like, oh yeah, you guys are after The Walking Dead. So he was aware of it.
Nice.
He's like, listen, I haven't seen it because the only channel I don't watch regular TV. The only channel I watch is ESPN. I'm like, yeah, that's all you need, man.
I love hearing that celebrities are normal. Cause so many times.
Why wouldn't he be normal though?
But so many times you hear a celebrity is like a fucking diva. Or they need to.
Oh, there's definitely
Exactly.
There's definitely many of those.
The idea that the only thing that you heard about Anthony Mackie from his mouth is that he watches ESPN. I can imagine him just chilling at night, getting home, from doing whatever, popping a fucking beer and watching ESPN. Yeah. And that's what I do at night.
Yeah.
That makes him completely amazing to me.
Yeah.
He's like literally probably the only actor I like truly love these days.
Oh, that's cool. Why? I wish you could have been there.
No, he's, he
is, he was a cool.
I was just saying, I don't even know if I even want to meet him.
In the like 3 seconds I met him, I was like, yeah, you ESPN Sports Center baseball tonight. That's all you need.
Hell
He's like,
yeah.
yeah, man. It's like, all right.
Hell yeah.
It's like, thanks for the photo. And like,
so yeah,
that was it.
You sent me this picture and I sent you a little evil face back.
The mad face.
The little mad face.
The mad face emoji icon.
Yes. And, and I didn't say it at that point, but I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go pod with Tell Him Steve Dave from now on. But no,
that was cool.
It was funny too because he was so jacked in Captain America. He didn't really look that jacked in the picture.
Yeah.
So I was curious as to whether or not he was like that.
He's
jacked in real life.
He's pretty jacked. He's a tall guy.
I was gonna say too because like I know a lot of times in between like Thor, in between the movies for other movies he does, he has to kind of like scale down a little. Bulk down a little bit because you can't be like Thor.
Right.
But then when the movie comes up, it's like pumping irons.
Yeah.
So.
Which he was in a movie called Pain and Gain, so he did have to get jacked.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, really cool guy. Talked to Christopher Lloyd for like a second.
What'd he say?
I introduced myself to him. I was like, hey, I'm a really big fan of yours. I'm on a TV show, Comic Book Man. Right then I was standing next to Brian and Mike. They're like, oh, I'm famous, Mr. Lloyd. They're making fun of me. I'm like, come on, not now, man. Not in front of the freaking.
Not in front of
Christopher Lloyd, but.
Doc.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. Alan, I wish I could pronounce his freaking last name. He was Wash on Firefly.
Okay, yeah.
Really, really cool
The
guy.
redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really cool guy.
Like I'm a leaf in the breeze.
I just love his, my name's Ming. He's like, my name's Alan. I'm
He's
like,
cool.
I've
actually liked him. I mean, I'm a huge Firefly fan and, I've liked him on everything he's ever done.
Yeah.
He's like a really good guy, except he was in the movie, 42 about,
Jackie Robinson?
About Jackie Robinson. Yeah. And, he played, like the coach of the Phillies, and he was like a big racist in the movie. And I mean, he played the part so well, but it was just like such a departure from the guy I know him as, acting as.
Yeah, I said hi to Sean Astin. I was like, fuck, I should have asked him about the next Goonies that they're planning. I was like, fuck, why didn't I ask him about that?
Drug dealers wouldn't be seeing those polyester rags.
Yeah. I was playing with Eliza Dushku. She travels with her dog, Eliza Dushku, so I was playing around with him. Like, it's cool. Said hi to Lou for.
Is she as hot in person as she is
she's
like
very beautiful.
Yeah, she looks it. So
that was cool. There was one point, my friend Sarah G, who is apparently getting me Twitter verified, was like, hey, there's a photo op going on with Norman Reedus, John Bernthal, and Michael Rooker.
Was this the picture you sent me?
Yeah, she's like, I'm going over there. I think, we know some people. Like, I think we can just jump in real quick at the end. And I'm like, I'll go with you. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I saw that picture and I had no fucking clue who those people were.
So we went over and I haven't posted the photo yet. I'm just trying to space everything out so I don't look like a dickhead, but I'm not accomplishing that. And we jumped in it was literally 3 seconds. Like I was like, hey man, how's it going? We jumped in and took a picture and then we jumped out. I didn't know, I stared straight ahead at the camera. I didn't know what they were doing. Mm-hmm. And then I saw the picture afterwards. So, Norman was holding like a little plastic megaphone and giving the finger. And so are the other two guys, I think.
I was going to say, well, you sent me the picture. I had no idea who any of those people were because they were all like wearing shit on their faces. Right. And it was late.
Yeah, they're all wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, so. It was late. I was like, what the fuck is this?
It took you a second to figure out.
Yes.
I'll post the photo. I think it's cool.
It was a good photo. I actually you were kind of like awkwardly standing in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's a cool photo. Like, it's moments like those, like, that's why I go to these things. It's fun. It's just fun. I have fun. They're little kids who are really genuinely excited to meet you. That's cool.
I was there are
a couple of women who's like, oh my god, I love you, and their husbands are with them. She's like, yeah, she would leave me for you. And it's so weird though.
When you go to cons, and seeing,
and you saw this, you were there.
I was gonna say, seeing you interact with people is funny too because people are like so. Like, oh my god, you're Ming Chen. And like, I guess it's the same.
I know, you're like, fuck him.
I was like, I guess it's the same way I felt when I found out that you were Ming Chen and not just like some Ming that I knew. But when you go to a con, what do you have more fun? Meeting people, like meeting the fans who are like super like about you and like, kind of just meeting them, and even talking to them for even the briefest of minutes.
Right.
And even just walking around the floor and like, people.
Oh yeah, I'll bump into people or
people will be like, oh my God, are you Ming Chen? Or do you have more fun kind of being the fan? Like you were saying, like you played with Elijah Dushku's dog. You got to talk to Christopher Lloyd. When you go to a con, which side do you like a little bit more?
I like the former. Like, it's cool. When I was growing up, like, I didn't go to parties or anything. Yeah. Like, no one knew who the hell I was. And, you wanted to be the guy, you wanted to be the guy who knows who you are.
Exactly.
And so it's like, this is like going to a kind of like going to a party where everybody knows who you are.
That's awesome.
So you can talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And, you don't have to go through all that stupid bullshit where, it's like, oh, I'm from Michigan and all that. Like, they know already.
They know who you are, yeah.
So that part, it's that, I really
I was gonna say, just
part.
like for the few minutes that I was hanging around by your booth, like just watching people, like, I mean, they were just like so amped up to meet you.
Yeah, not just me. Let's give Brian and Mike some credit.
Like, just like the three of you together, especially. And it was so fun to watch it because, like I've known you guys I've known you for years and I've known Mike and like even just meeting Brian briefly, like I kind of was able to kind of connect with him on a different level than like a fan would because, me and him obviously have like this
butting heads
little rivalry.
On like freaking Twitter.
Exactly. So we kind of had that little rivalry. So like even just like hanging out and talking to him for a little bit was different. But like, just watching like people would like see you guys and like their faces would light up it's like a kid on Christmas morning.
It's fun.
And like I just, I imagine it's like it's a beautiful experience.
It's fun. I don't want that part to end. It's going to end, but I don't want it to end.
Yeah.
I don't want it to end. I'm trying to figure out how to keep it going for another like 10 years. It'd be fun.
Well, you still got a full season of Comic Book Man.
We do. We start shooting in 2 weeks.
Exactly.
We got to get you on there somehow. We'll figure it out.
I cannot wait.
We'll figure it out.
Just wander around the store.
I think we could do better than that.
I think we can.
We'll figure it out.
We can figure it out.
Okay. All right. So, and if you're watching the YouTube video, there's little changes going on behind you.
I was gonna say I walked in. I was gonna say I think we can aim it. I'm not.
Yeah, aim it. You can aim it.
I'm not
just turn
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm.
That's good. Yeah, it's got a very very wide angle. You don't even have to do that.
I was gonna say there's usually like a table of comic books behind me.
Yeah.
It's missing.
They moved that for the production.
Exactly. Yeah, and this wall is usually a lot more cluttered.
Right.
And not brick.
No.
And it's brick and not cluttered.
Yes. So what you're looking at back there is the original Jay and Silent Bob Secret Stash window that we had in 1997 when the store first opened.
Now, is that okay? Go on.
That's the original window. When we moved here, the window was removed and put in storage.
I was going to say, that's like the actual window, or it's like a replication of the window?
It's the actual window.
The actual window?
Yeah, artwork by Scott Mosier.
Okay.
The guy who produced most of Kevin's movies.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he painted it. Let's just say
I know that name, too.
He may have painted it, but I don't. Let's just say he did. I don't know if he did or not.
Yeah.
And it's been in storage. We've been trying to figure out what to do with it forever.
And that's what you did with it.
Yes.
I love it.
It's pretty sweet.
It looks great.
It's a piece of history.
It really is. It looks great.
Yeah. So, Ernie O'Donnell put all that together. That is real brick back there. And it looks like the window as if you removed the whole wall from the original stash.
Yeah.
Which is what I love.
I love that.
So, I mean, we have all kinds of artifacts. And the original Quick Stop sign is in here from Clerks.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that stuff.
It was funny, too, because I actually, I bike the Hudson Trail a lot now.
Yeah.
And I always...
Oh, the Henry Hudson Trail in Highlands, New Jersey. Yes.
Exactly. And I always bike by the Quick Stop.
Oh, cool.
And I even thought, that is, Kevin Smith's,
It's the beginning.
It is his beginnings, but I mean, it's like a pilgrimage for people. Every now and then while I'll bike by, you'll just see people kind of standing outside looking at it or taking pictures of it, this and that. And I mean, even now, sometimes when I'm biking the trail, I'll jump off the trail just to bike by it and then bike back onto the trail.
Bitcoin is a crappy convenience.
And I mean, you always see people kind of taking pictures. I don't think there's been a single time that I've biked by it, except maybe late at night when I do my night rides. That people aren't either outside kind of just staring at it.
Right.
And I'm that's the pilgrimage. If you're a Kevin Smith fan,
you come here and then you go there.
You come here and then you go there. And I was it made me laugh too because I'm it's his homage.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it's just I mean God, I've been a Mallrats fan since the movie came out. I loved it. And I don't think I've ever been to the Quick Stop until I started biking the Henry Hudson Trail.
I mean, it's a little convenience store.
It is.
But it's a little convenience store that clerks are shot at.
Exactly. And like, it's just like, it's funny too, because now potting here, like when I bike by it, I just kind of like, I smile at the sign. Cause I'm like, oh man, there's like that little like 6 degrees of separation.
It's a little inside joke.
Yeah, exactly.
That only you get.
Exactly. So yeah, no, definitely. If you're coming, that's one of the signs to see, and
pretty cool.
And definitely stop at the quick stop.
Pretty cool. Before we end, let's talk about some World Cup.
Let's talk about the World Cup.
Big game last night. Portugal. Your team, Portugal versus USA.
So
nail biter.
So
you could not get more high or low at anything.
So I'm pretty much an unpatriotic bitch when it comes to the World Cup.
Why? You don't have to. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
You don't have to like the U.S.
Exactly. I'm only 50% Portuguese on my father's side.
All right. You're only 50% pork chop. Okay.
Exactly. And then I'm 50%, 40% Ukrainian and 10% Russian on my mother's side.
There is no Russian World Cup team, correct?
No, there is.
Oh, there is? Okay.
There is.
All right. My bad.
There's no Ukrainian one this year.
Okay.
Ukraine barely is a country anymore.
Right.
So lol at them.
Yes.
So ever since I was a kid, though, I remember watching Portugal play. And I don't know, my father, he's not really a soccer fan. I think he said that his father, my grandfather, brought him to, his grandfather was a Benfica fan.
Okay.
And it's a Portuguese team, Portuguese league team. And, so like my dad kind of knows about soccer, and just like when the World Cup came around, he would always want to see Portugal do well, despite the fact that we don't do anything else Portuguese. We don't speak it, we don't eat it, we don't talk about how he has Portuguese family. I mean, we disown them because they're liars and crooks.
Okay.
And
no, that's for another podcast.
Exactly.
We don't eat it. We don't eat Portuguese.
No, we don't like eat paella. We don't have like fucking weird things on our front lawn. There's no like Virgin Mary statue in the corner.
Paella is awesome.
Yeah, so we don't really do anything Portuguese. So the fact that I root for the Portuguese national team is like the only thing I do for like that's part of my heritage.
Okay.
So I do it every time. And my team is not good, despite the fact that we have like one of the best players in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes.
We're not good.
Okay.
So I'm not expecting us to get out of the first round.
Okay.
So they were playing Germany first, which obviously they lost to Germany.
Right.
Obviously, Germany's probably going to win the damn World Cup.
Germany's a powerhouse.
Germany's a powerhouse. They're my vote to win the World Cup.
Okay.
So I like really have no idea that we're actually really going to beat them.
Right.
So they lose, obviously, and they're playing the U.S. So my mother, who's like a patriot to the end, she
U.S. patriot.
Yeah.
Okay.
She texts me and she goes, so. My mother doesn't like soccer either. She goes, Portugal versus the U.S. Who are you rooting for, dare I ask? And I'm like, Portugal, obviously. Yeah. And she's like, you're a traitor. So I'm like, okay.
Come on.
So I text her on the way home from work because I'm going to watch the game. I was like, are you watching the game? She's like, no, I'm at work. And I'm like, whatever. So watching the game, Portugal gets the lead early now.
Early.
Never, 10 minutes in. Which U.S., when they played Ghana in the first game, they got the lead 1 minute in.
Yeah.
Quickest goal scored ever in a World Cup. So, I mean, they're coming from behind now. Not to mention, I think they said that the humidity was over 90 degrees,
okay,
the temperature.
I've
never seen a game stopped. When you start playing a soccer game, you go until the half. You don't have timeouts. You don't do anything. No. At about 90 minutes in, or about 40 minutes in, they had a water break 5 minutes from the end, or till halftime.
What was it, like pick up like freaking elementary school?
Apparently, there's like a FIFA rule that if it's above 89.5 degrees, you have to take water breaks, which I never knew. So they take a break, whatever.
Like they just leave the field and take a water.
They just kind of like brought water out to them, and they had like a 1 minute break.
Okay.
But Portugal gets the lead early.
This is why soccer is not a big sport in the U.S.
Portugal gets the lead early. After the half, America ties it. America gets the lead.
Yes.
And I was like devastated. I was like, Yes, James Pfeffer. He is one of, Cristiano Ronaldo is, I hate him. God, I fucking
Why do you
hate him. Cause he's like one of the best players in the world, but he's also one of the most inconsistent. And he also has an ego problem. So when they're doing like a shootout, he wants to go last cause he wants to be like the game winner.
Right.
But that only works if you're going to the fifth player to hit the ball.
Right.
So if your team is eliminated after 3 kicks,
you don't get out
you're
there.
fucked.
Yes.
You always put your best player first.
Yeah.
Although I have been reading a lot of stories about him, about the amount of money he gives to charity and the haircut he has right now. The
for
little
a cancer kid or something.
Yeah, for the cancer kid. I like retweeted it earlier. So I have hope that one day he'll become the player I want him to be. Until then, he's just a fucking ego.
Okay.
But so America ties the game, gets the lead. I'm like devastated.
People around here,
Portugal needs to win to go on to the next round, or not to even go on to the next round, to not be eliminated, or draw to be good.
Meanwhile,
and then their next game, they're gonna have to like beat Ghana by like 5 goals. Like
the point, there's a whole point differential thing.
That like I'm not even focused on that at this point.
Okay. But
so it comes to stoppage time, and as a Manchester City fan, I know that stoppage time can make the difference.
Right.
My team won the league the first time, like 4 years ago, in stoppage time. So I know stoppage time makes all the difference. But at this point, I'm like deflated. I was like sitting in front of the TV. I was quiet. I was like solemn. I didn't think they could do it. It gets to a minute left in the game, a minute left in stoppage time. And I'm like, fuck, like this is it.
It's over.
This is it. It's over. Like it's over. Like you could see the players, like the American players, they kind of pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
And bam, 30 seconds to the end of the game, Cristiano Ronaldo with the assist gets the goal. It was fucking beautiful. Everyone goes wild.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, everyone's watching.
Game tied draw, not a bad thing.
No,
Better
it's
than
not.
losing.
They're still in it.
You get points.
They're still in it. There's no fucking way Portugal's getting on to the next round. Let's be like serious about that factoid. But like, I was so happy. I was like so happy. I mean, I held it in. I'm not one of those ones who like jumps up and down.
I jump up and down.
Because I know that like in 4 days my team is out anyway.
Okay, all right. Okay, you're.
I'm reserving my screaming for then if we happen to make it by some miracle.
All right, I understand.
But man, it was a game and a half. Beautiful. That is what the World Cup should look like.
I would have watched.
That is what the
I didn't watch, but I would have watched.
You're not allowed to watch any team that I root for.
Well, okay, one, yes.
That is a game that
a game. That is a game.
I know how to pronounce your name, James. I know.
Yes.
I just like calling you James Pfeffer.
Now, in this country, what did your mom think? Was she watching with you?
No, I was actually at my quote unquote house.
Right.
My mother was at my old house.
Okay. Did you get a text?
I did, and she was like, "Oh well, I guess that's the best for both of us." Like a draw.
Right.
So like my country I root for didn't be
another reason why the sport is not popular in the US.
Exactly, and I love that soccer, people get really into it. But like, same thing as Olympic hockey, where people are just like, I'm gonna tune in to watch the USA game, and like,
once this all ends, it's over.
Yeah, there is like a complete, like, there's a fucking league that takes place. Like, the MLS takes place.
Yeah, you can watch hockey all year round.
Yeah, you can watch hockey, you can watch soccer, you can watch soccer all year. Like, even when we're in our off season, the English Premier League is playing. Like, you can watch soccer all fucking year long.
So what do you think about all these poser fans then?
I don't hate them.
You don't hate them? All
right,
at least they're watching.
I don't. And a lot of people have pride in their country. So I am happy that so many people are rooting for the USA.
I mean,
because
freaking Ivory Coast all the way, man.
I know you're rooting for the Ivory Coast. They started losing when you started rooting for them. But
have they been eliminated yet? I'm
no,
not keeping up.
Not,
okay, so they got shot. Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Ivory Coast taking the championship.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
With the cup, man. They're taking the cup. Or whatever do they get a cup? I don't know. Do they get medals? Or
the World Cup.
Oh, the World Cup. Okay, they get a cup. Yeah, they're taking the cup. All right.
Yes. So, so
Spain
is the last champion, and they were, they won today against Australia, but they were eliminated. There's no way they're going on to the next round.
Sucks to be Spain.
Mine is still,
they got shot.
Mine is still Germany, and, I have to admit, Germany and the U.S. play on Thursday at the same time as Portugal and Ghana. And I am rooting for Germany in that game.
Okay.
I need Portugal to go on to the next round, so I need the USA to lose.
Right.
And so my favorite player plays on Germany.
Let's look at the scenarios here if you're a U.S. fan. If they win or draw against Germany.
Yeah, if the U.S. could lose to Germany and still advance if Ghana and Portugal play to a draw.
Okay.
If either Ghana or Portugal wins and the U.S. loses, the Americans would have 4 points in the standings, the same as the winner of that match. So it comes to a goal differential.
Right.
So the most goals scored.
Yeah.
So now, like, if Portugal wins and scores, like, fucking 10 goals in their game, they're on to the next round.
Which doesn't happen.
That ain't gonna happen.
10 goals.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm projecting it to be, obviously Germany, because I think that Germany is gonna beat the US.
Okay.
I'm projecting Germany and Ghana.
All right.
Because I think Ghana's going to beat Portugal.
Ghana's a powerhouse, you say.
Oh. Yeah, they're actually like a lot better. I mean, like Group G was the group of death, as they call it.
Group of death.
Which my team always seems to find itself in. Whenever I'm in the Champions League with Manchester United, they seem to, or Manchester City, they seem to find themselves in the same group as everybody that's good.
Yeah, it makes it more interesting.
It does, yeah. So
it is trendy to be watching the World Cup right now, though.
Yeah, no,
especially
it is.
in this country.
It is.
Like every other country, they every year they're there. They're there during the regular season.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's like freaking,
definitely.
You go to Joe Schmo's bar, and people are like, "Oh yeah, man, I like the World Cup."
Definitely, completely.
Like, F you.
Yeah. So, so it definitely is like trendy like soccer. But I mean, at the same point, when you're watching good soccer or when you're watching good Olympic hockey. Maybe it makes you a fan to watch the NHL or the MLS or the Barclays.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's the most that any organization that does these like World Cup or Olympic things can hope for, that they're going to grab a few extra fans on the ride.
Okay. Doesn't hurt.
So, yeah.
Okay. Real quick before we go, we're doing a benefit this Thursday here in Red Bank. If you're anywhere near.
If you're anywhere near,
Jamian's.
Yeah, no, Jamie's. I was actually thinking about Joseph. What is his name? Zapata.
Zapata. Yeah.
He's like 30 minutes from here. He should fucking be there.
Jay-Z, man, get your ass down here.
Jay-Z, the original Jay-Z.
Yeah, get your ass down here. We're doing a benefit at Jamian's Food and Drink.
Yes.
I am running the San Francisco Marathon with my friend Nicole Corey, who is a local and runs much better than I do. And it's all her. She spearheaded this benefit where you're gonna go to Jamian's. Live music by Harper's Fellow.
Harper's Fellow, an amazing band.
Amazing band. Yes, and shoot, man, what's the other band's name? I should.
It's a girl.
I should know this.
It's a girl.
Oh, Hallowed Roots. Hallowed Roots.
There
yes.
you go.
Yeah, we were trying to get Wayne Foundation fights against human trafficking. We're trying to get female-fronted bands, which both of these are.
Yes,
they're both amazing. We're gonna do that. We're gonna. I think. Based on the success of last week, I think we're gonna do a beer pong tournament again.
Awesome.
Like a $10 donation.
Awesome.
Will you play this time? Will your finger be healed?
I will play.
Okay.
I will play.
Play with. You could be on Sam's team then. Samantha Q's team.
You could be, or I'll bring my ringer.
Okay.
I'll bring a ringer this time.
And I've talked to Mike Zapsik. Mike Zapsik will be there. He is bringing Cars Against Humanity. We'll do a whole run of that again.
Awesome.
We'll do like a $10, like a donation. $10
and I'm actually working late on Friday, so I could stay out as late as I can.
Okay, fantastic. This is Thursday.
Yes, this Thursday at Jamian's on Monmouth Street in Red Bank.
Yes.
And
come hang with Samantha Q.
Exactly. And if you happen to really like the band Harper's Fellow, they're also playing Saturday in Red Bank at the Rockin' Country Fest. Right. I believe it's outdoors.
Nice.
In I think it's Riverside Park or Marine Park. I think it's Marine Park actually.
You'll find Red Bank's not a huge.
Exactly. It's both parks are right next to each other. So
awesome.
If you happen to love their music, you can come check them out. I'll be there taking pictures.
Okay.
So check them out. They're fantastic. If you haven't listened to them yet, you can find them on Spotify. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them on their website. If you type in Google Harper's Fellow, you'll pretty much find them. So,
all right, freaking awesome.
So don't be an asshole and look at them.
Right. Awesome.
And there was one question that I was instructed to bring to the polls tonight.
Ask away.
I started watching Arrow when it first came out, the TV show.
As did I.
Yeah, I watched probably half the first season. Couldn't really get into it. I thought a lot of it was predictable. I really wasn't liking the guy who was playing the Green Arrow.
Stephen Amell.
I really didn't like him that much. But I have
Samantha, you have failed this city.
I have one of my friends.
This podcast,
I have one of my friends who is just like, you need to watch Arrow again. You need to watch the last 3 episodes of season 1 and all of season 2. So it's not a stretch that I start watching a show because people tell me to. Rewatching it because I watched the first episode of Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and hated it, and then caught on again when the season got a little better. So I'm bringing this to the fans. Okay. If you watch Arrow, why should I watch it?
Okay.
Convince me, and I will watch it again.
I binge watched a lot of the episodes when they hit Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up and down.
That is what I'm asking the fans. Convince me to watch it, and I will watch it for all of you.
I think the thing is, like, I love the Green Arrow stuff, like the whole.
That's the thing. I'm a huge Green Arrow fan. I just couldn't get into the show.
Yeah, the Green Arrow 90210 stuff, not so much. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So convince me as to why I should watch it, and I swear to God.
I am loving Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. much better, but that might just be me, so.
Hold on. Joseph Zapata. I'm sorry, but I will not be able to listen live, therefore I won't be able to harass you and Ming. Oh, he's talking about the show today.
Yeah, dude, freaking if you're near, get your ass up here.
When you listen.
Yes.
Well, this is
when
to
you
him,
hear
not
this?
to you.
Yes.
Yeah,
get
Thursday.
Your ass to Jamie's on Thursday night. Don't be a dick.
Thursday, yeah.
Don't be a pussy.
Come on. You have something to say to me or Ming? You come and say it to me or Ming.
Sam's saying don't be a puss.
Don't be a puss.
Don't be a vagina.
Don't be a zombie finger.
Right, don't be a zombie finger. Get your ass up here. let's drink.
So yeah.
And let's have some fun and let's play some beer pong and some Cards Against Humanity with Mike Zapsik.
Mike Zapsik, everyone.
And it's for a good cause. It benefits the Wayne Foundation.
Exactly.
Yes. All right.
Well,
thank you everybody. And we will talk to you next week.
Next week. You got the whole weekend that you're going to be home.
I know. Nice.
Crazy.
All right. See you later.
See you later, everyone.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio.